This shit more than a game.
Perfect.
Derek Carr would have admitted. I'm sounding like a third.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't know.
No, he wouldn't admit. That's the problem.
Derek Carr
He didn't
kinda-
admit nothing.
Billy Joe Tolliver had a chance to win over the fans. Kerry Collins had a chance to win over the fans. Aaron Brooks had a chance to win over the fans.
Shout out AB.
Been a lot of quarterbacks that had a chance to. Danny Werfel had. Everybody had a chance to win over the fans. Guess what? You know what wins over the fans? Winning football games.
Come on.
Sometimes you got to break it down for a motherfucker. They don't fucking get it. Okay. Oh. Well, why you not take? Oh, because we didn't make the playoff.
We're not media. We're not media.
I'm saying the same
We're
shit.
not getting paid by the Saints or anything. We are fans just like everybody else. I'm going to be in that last row Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be on the suites front row. I'm going to be in that last row. Spencer Rattler hype has gone to a whole nother level. And I ain't mad at it. As a fan, I say hope is what your lifeblood is. You need something to hope on. They making Spencer Rattler the beacon of hope. God bless him. I hope
love
he is.
that.
Yeah. I'm sure you're a fan of Spencer Rattler too. I got to see it before, I crown him that. But
I got the jersey on the way. But why does nobody ever bring up Jeff
Because
Island? My point is the fact that nobody ever, I've never seen a tweet, not one, ever.
do
Spark us
y'all
up.
think this is two of the most popular players? Do y'all think this is the last year as a Saint for Alvin Kamara and for Marshawn Lattimore? I kind of think so, and that makes me sad.
Yes.
No, we'll keep one.
I
We'll
think-
keep one.
He's going to the teammates. He had his own.
Okay, the dude that wanted to fight me on the bus when I was in third grade, we wound up being good friends.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's
So
life.
am I going to hold the fight against him for your whole?
No,
I'm
but
like,
that's
Devin, you was
life. See, people sleep on me. Like I'll slow it down. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I'm okay with like being this.
Derek Carr was a dog. What breed would he? I like Derek Carr, so I ain't going to answer.
Yeah,
that.
French bulldog.
Hey, I got a French bulldog. Is that an insult now?
People sleep on not my athletics, but like they sleep on like how well I can compete. I'll let you know right now, this shit is more than a fucking game.
And respect your body.
This shit more than a game.
Respect your body.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think it's time. I think we waited way too long to run it back. They say it's time to be reunited like we Peaches and Herb, huh? So I know a lot of people been hitting me up all year saying, when are me and Devin going to do more stuff together? And I kind of wanted to be like Christmas, like you don't want Christmas every day because then it loses its luster. But if you get it maybe once a year, it makes it a little bit more special. So we heard the cries, we heard the requests, and I got my dog on the show tonight. I know for everybody who's a traditional listener of the show, this is not going to be a traditional episode of the Jono Bones Show. We're going to just have my guy come on in a few seconds, and we're going to be unfiltered. We're going to be uncut. We're going to be unapologetic because shit, that's what got me and Devin our platforms in the first place, right? Now let me give a forewarning again. Just like I did in the opening of the show and just like I do all the time on Twitter. I even did it last show on his show when he had me in his amazing, amazing studio. Devin and I are not analysts. We are not media. We are fans just like you. Tonight, when you come join this conversation, it is two fans having a conversation. Y'all might agree with some of the stuff we say. Y'all might disagree with some of the stuff we say. That's going to be some things that Devin says, and I'm probably going to be like, shit, what the hell are you talking about? We're fans. That's what we take pride in. We're fans. There ain't no better fan, in my opinion, than the guy that I'm about to bring up. A guy who I called last year, and I still feel strongly is the biggest content creator in the city of New Orleans, Louisiana right now. Ladies and gentlemen, to over 200 people watching across all platforms, I know y'all didn't come on just to hear me ramble. Here, live in living color, after a great weekend in South Carolina. Give it up for the one and only Hold The Mayo, a.k.a. Devin Snow.
What a fucking entrance, bro. You know you watch wrestling, dude. You could just tell. You know what I'm saying? That was
loving
great,
you, Devin.
man.
You know me and you both wrestling fans, so we gotta have that persona, that character that gives us a bit of extra oomph.
Never hated wrestling more than right now, but I'm still a huge fan.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that later. That's the great thing about tonight, y'all. It's unscripted. I have a few notes, but just like me and Devin always do, man, we get together, we talk about one thing, it might lead to another thing. That's just how we roll when it comes to this shit more than the game and respect your body. So please start this show off, y'all. Everybody in the chat, leave a this shit more than the game, or in honor of our special guest tonight, respect your body in the chat to start the show off right, because we got to get the vibes right. As our great GM, Mickey Loomis, likes to say, you got to have strong vibes when it comes to your product. Devin, my guy, I appreciate you because you just got back from a weekend trip in South Carolina where you were holding it down for those LSU Tigers. So I got to start off with, how in the hell was that experience? Because following you on Twitter, it looks like you had an amazing time. Look at that, people. He was one man in purple in a sea of orange, and he was holding it down. He started at like 6 a.m. in South Carolina on Saturday, and he probably went to 6 a.m. on Sunday morning in South Carolina, holding it down for LSU and for the state of Louisiana. Devin, how was your experience in South Carolina and at the LSU and Clemson game this past weekend?
Bro, I mean, I could literally talk the whole podcast about just that one experience. It was unbelievable. First of all, it's a 9-hour drive. Okay, that's if you don't stop. Obviously, if you're a human, you're gonna stop. So call it 10 hours. Call it a 10-hour drive. You got to pass Atlanta, which we know that there's nothing to see out there, and you get stuck there. It's like, you start looking up in the sky like, God, why? Of all the stops on a 10-hour drive, why is this the traffic stop, Atlanta? So, but no, I mean, once I got, dude, I felt good about LSU going into that game months ago, and that's why I went through on a trip. I don't really like to leave the crib much, to be honest with you. I don't like the idea of being out all day and not being able to watch football. You see what I'm saying? Because you miss so much. You know how it is. You go to the game, you're gonna miss everything. All the other games.
Yep.
So, but man, I woke up Saturday morning in Clemson. I slept on somebody's couch. I actually was staying 45 minutes away from Clemson, but it was too far. I felt too isolated. So I made a call and I was like, bro, you got 10 people staying? Yes, let's do 11 and let me stay on the couch. Shout out to my boy Noah Tingle. He was like, yeah, bro, just come on. Stayed on the couch like I was fucking 18 years old. Woke up 7, was out there by 8 in the morning. Nobody's out there. Nobody was out there. And then you just saw seeing LSU fans trickle into the bar. And then there was more LSU fans in the bar. And then next thing you know, we've been drinking since 8 a.m. and it's 4 p.m. and I'm in a pizza shop. So, ordering a whole pizza amongst Clemson fans. And, dude, the numbers were, skewed. I mean, it was big time Clemson presence to you talking about LSU. These some of the most passionate fans in the world. Couldn't outnumber these Clemson fans. So just like that picture showed, it was just a couple purples in the midst of a bunch of orange, bro. And first half looked like the same old shit. First half just looked like the same old shit. Thought that we were kind of overthinking shit. Second half, championship went in half. Championship team on the field, half. It was just, cool, calm, collected, never a doubt. And yeah, bro, LSU gets the dub, drive 10 hours back. I haven't felt like I was back until I just woke up from this nap before the show. Now I feel like I'm actually back in New Orleans.
And you don't fly, like you drove, because I'm sure people are like, why you didn't just fly? It's an easier trip than taking a 10-hour trip, but you are avoiding planes, right?
Yeah, I'm still avoiding. I've been avoiding planes since 2017.
Since the COVID incident, right?
It was, yeah. Yeah, that was really that was the seal on the deal for me, the Kobe incident, because it just goes to show you, bro, you could have the best pilot in the world or whatever. I know it was a helicopter, but I don't know, bro. There's one way I'm gonna pick. I'm not going out. I'm not going out in a plane, dude. I just ain't doing it. So I've been cautious. Now, if there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna have to fly. So,
Absolutely. The bigger you get, you're gonna get events and stuff, cross country
it's something that I really want to go to. And I'd like to go to Japan. I'd like to go to Italy. I'd like to do shit like that. And I'm just gonna have to deal with it, even though that's gonna be like a what? How long is the flight to Japan? 16, 18?
I ain't never been to Japan. You asking the wrong motherfucker with that. But I will say this: Are we gonna get a Ray Beans and Rice Monday in Japan?
I don't even know if they got red. I think they just have maybe like some beans, some rice, and some seaweed.
It's like when that hurricane came, 3 years ago? Was it Ida? I think it was. And you had to make. Sometimes you got to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You say what shit? It's a Monday. I'd like to go to Japan just to try their food. Go to their clubs. Meet the what do they call them? The triads. Let's meet some triads, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to go to Japan just to see. Same thing with Italy. I'd like to go to Italy and really like see what the culture's about. So I want you to go just because I want to see how they react to your accent. That'll be some elite content right there. You said that LSU had the championship second half, and the media seems to agree, my guy, because we are now ranked number 3 in the AP poll. So you say championship second half, Devin. After Saturday, do you believe LSU will be playing for the national championship in January?
I don't know I can't say that yet, right? Because I think that
I think we are.
I mean, it looks good. It looks good. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just bought a new refrigerator. It's very nice. Very nice refrigerator. Can it last longer than 6 months, without a problem? It's so tough, man, because it's the SEC. They play so many tough fucking games, bro. And They got to go play Florida literally in 2 weeks. So, but it isn't Death Valley, the real Death Valley. I think we settled that.
The good thing is, hell yeah, we settled that. The good thing is with the playoff format now, even if we lose a game, shit, we might lose too. The way the wind might blow, you still get out. It's like if you lose to a good team, they don't penalize you anymore. Like the BCS, you lose one game, you shit out of luck. The playoff format, you lose a game to Florida by 3 points, the voters aren't going to necessarily penalize you. But one thing you might notice on this top 25, Devin, is that Tulane is not in the top 25. I imagine, even though you've been real busy since this past week and you had a chance to check out the Tulane highlights, see the can of whoop ass that they opened up on Northwestern. How you feeling about Tulane? You think Tulane got a shot as well to be top 25?
I actually really do. So I want to pull up Tulane's schedule real quick because I was actually telling somebody about this earlier today. The guy that makes my shirts, Mike. I was telling him, I said, man, if you really look at Tulane's schedule here, okay. Yep. And just like you said, you just said it. You said with the new playoff format, the kind of way it is, and Tulane's an exception because they won't be as what's the word I'm looking for, as generous to Tulane for whatever reason. But let's say Tulane loses one game,
right?
One game, wins the competition. Really, to be honest with you, bro, Tulane going to the playoff, and I can't believe it, dude, because but it's true. I think Tulane can get to the playoff. I do. I really do.
I wasn't going to go that far. I wasn't going to go that far.
Let me tell you why. Because their schedule's lined up to where you won't be able to deny them. They will have to pull off some crazy shit. And the craziest shit that they're going to have to pull off is on September 20th when they play at Ole Miss. You see what I'm saying? That game they would have to sneak out and win somehow. Okay. And I think, bro, they're good enough. They well coached enough. They brought in the right quarterback. I thought, look, we've seen it the last couple of years. Tulane's been pretty fucking competitive, bro. No matter who they've played. I think that they could. This dude Retzlaff, like that was a big deal bringing that dude in, bro. Especially,
he looked like Taysom Hill Saturday.
Yeah, but I mean, dude had 100 rushing yards, and he had 100 something passing yards. I mean, 100 rushing yards in college football, bro. That means you work in the defense, dude. Like if you're a quarterback getting 100 rushing yards, you got them confused. But if they can beat Ole Miss, I know that's a tall task, but it's not as tall of a task as it used to be for a team like Tulane. The Duke game is going to be challenging because Menza comes in, but it's in Tulane. Menza comes back. That's going to be a challenging game, but those are back-to-back weeks. So they play at home against Duke. They play at Ole Miss. Bro, if they can win them 2 games,
we in business.
Watch out, dude. Because they're not going to lose many more games. They're not going to lose many more games after. They probably win them all.
And they had Tulane had you do a narration video last season. Honestly, I think you would be perfect to do the hype video for the Duke game, because you could talk about, okay, people may not always want to stay in the city, but for the people who do stay in the city, we about to show y'all motherfuckers what time it is, referencing Mensa going to Duke, which I ain't mad at Mensa for going to Duke to get that money.
I'm not either. I'm really not either. Gotta be honest. I'm not.
You know what?
Mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
No, I'm not. I'm never mad at any athlete that goes chases the money. Shit, I'll be the same way. As much as I love my city, if I was at LSU in Miami, say we'll give you $10 million to come, and LSU say, well, we ain't paying you that money. Guess what? I'll be.
Yeah. You know how it is now.
God bless LSU, but I'm doing the U up. That's gonna be a fun game, though. A fun schedule. Playoffs. Am I hearing Edwards' voice, Devin? I don't know about that, but I do think that they will finish the season top 25, and that's a testament to the program that they built past 3 seasons. That even with Fritz leaving and Summerall taking over. And did you see what Summerall said about Northwestern denying them the uniforms? And he said, "You don't come and mess with New Orleans."
Yeah.
I love that. I love that he is embracing the city, man.
To me, he's a high percentage reason why I believe that they could make the playoff. He's such a good coach.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's just be honest. It's going to be hard for Tulane to hang on to Summerall longer than this year. I mean, I'm just being real with you. I mean, this dude is damn near a flawless football coach, bro. So, I never been as more excited for LSU in recent times. Never been as excited for Tulane.
Well, what a great transition, because you're excited about Tulane. You're excited about LSU, but are you excited about the 2025 New Orleans Saints, Devin?
I'm always excited when it's 0-0. Always.
Facts. Devin, did you see? Oh, it still pisses me off. This was like 2 weeks ago, but ESPN they did a power ranking on the most watchable teams. This isn't like them ranking who they think is going to be the best team. This is just the most watchable teams. And I ain't mad at them putting us at number 31. I said, shit, y'all can put us at number 32. I believe they had Cleveland at 32. And I was like, well, shit. At least Cleveland got the Shedeur Sanders a little dang over them that could keep you a little interested in how their season go. But this is the problem. You give the national media, you give these pundits, you give these brands a little leeway. You give them an inch, they take them out, right? I understand that we are the low-hanging fruit this year of all the media and pundits and brands that want to get their jokes off on what team is going to be shitty. But for this ESPN ride, I believe it's Benjamin Solik or Sojic. I don't know how to say his last name. He got to earn me my pronunciation. After that stupid ass, then he started it off with saying nobody is excited to watch the Saints in 2025, including Saints fans. I'm sorry, Devin. I ain't never seen this Benjamin guy in the city of New Orleans. He damn sure ain't interviewed me. I don't know if he interviewed you, but who are you, ESPN, to talk about on behalf of the Saints fans how we feel? We were excited, Devin, like you said last year when we got up together. But the Billy Joes, the Danny Warfords, we were always excited. We always going to be excited in September, New Orleans Saints, whether we projected to win 17 games or whether we projected to win 0 games. So that pissed me off because I am excited. I'm not saying, we're going to be a great team to show or anything like that. Hell no. But don't talk about on behalf of Saints fans how we feel, ESPN. Devin, that pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, what pisses me off? The fact that I still type in ES in my cell phone browser, probably at least minimum a few times a day. The fact that I type in ES and it pops up and then it's there, it's been there for, damn, dude, feels like 20 years. The fact that I still do that pisses me off. But that's how they got us in a chokehold for life. I don't know how they did it. Great marketing, bro. But anyway, yeah, dude. I'm not surprised. We're in a rare situation where our coaches are more notable than our players. This is it's a weird situation, but it's also set up for the Saints to pull a miracle, and that's, and I'm not saying they're gonna, but that is what we watch football for, bro. We watch football for this scenario right here, dude. We have heard it all about the Saints. Nothing bad hasn't been said about the Saints while we waiting for football to start, which, by the way, is the worst time of the year. Not only because we don't have no football, but God, do you hear everything? Not a snap played, but you hear everything. You hear every single thing. And now here we are. But I can't believe it's here, dude. Like, we literally are just days away from the first game. So much unknown, but so much is going to be known so quickly.
This is the most wonderful time of the year. Like last week, I tweeted just football being back, college and NFL just does something to me, bro. Like,
me too.
Literally, this shit more than the game. Like, I don't say that just to sell shirts. Like, down here in New Orleans and Louisiana, this shit more than the game to us. And football season just brings out a sense of joy and resonance. And up until the Saints lose the game, of course, but that I was just like, how is ESPN going to, like, again, talk shit about us? Yeah, we got a pretty bad team on paper, but don't talk about Saints fans and speak on our behalf, because even if we are projected to be one of the worst teams in the league, we're always going to be excited for our boys in the black and gold. You say you hear everything, so obviously you're seeing all these jokes that the national media and these brands that try to go viral by making some puns and whatever are using the Saints as kind of like the whipping boy for 2025 on, what bad team can we get a joke at on their expense? And I don't mind it because, again, we kind of deserve it a little bit because we haven't been shit since Drew Brees retired. But then it's like, okay, you, Saints fans, we can talk about our team. Y'all motherfuckers getting a little too much dip on y'all chest. Like, I get a little, like, don't come in my house and tell me that my room is dirty. I know my room is dirty. I can say my room is dirty. I don't need you to tell me my room is dirty. That's where my fan pride gets in the way. So do you feel some type of way when you see like non-Saints fans talking shit about the Saints, like these, I saw FanDuel got a joke off on us saying that we had no potential face of the league. And every time you see like any viral post, you see like these brands come in and say, oh, this is as bad as what the Saints 2025 quarterback room is going to be. And I'm like, God damn, like when did the Saints become like the bona fide, this is the team that we're going to get our jokes off of? And I understand why, but it pisses me off.
When you're at the top, bro, there's only one way you can go. When you're at the we have seen the Saints obviously in scenarios we would have never fathomed, but now we back, bro. We back to, I don't want to say poverty, but it's like, dude, we struggling. We struggling, and we can't. It's almost like it feels like we can't go out to eat. You know what I'm saying? We got to cook at home. We can't go out to eat. We got to cook at home. And that's what we got to do. We got to cook at home, and then until proven otherwise, they're gonna feel like that. It is what it is. That don't bother me. To be honest with you, I like when the Saints' back is against the wall. And I know this is a different scenario of being back against the wall, but I don't like when people are too nice to the Saints. I don't like how we perform when people are like picking us and all that stuff. So when the big media, national media, is shitting on the Saints, that's when I feel like a Saints fan the most. So, and you're right. I don't want to see nobody rib the Saints that ain't a Saints fan, that ain't lived through the era before Breeze too, but can't control it. We're getting old,
there's a lot of young Saints fans I be seeing on Twitter that's like shocked at how we look and how the era has been the past 4 years, because we old, Devin. Like a lot of these kids on Twitter, all they know is Drew Brees and Sean Payton. So like this is new to them. And shit, they got some people like in the 60s and 70s saying, "Well, shit, Devin and Jono, all y'all know is Aaron Brooks and the Billy Joes. It was worse, back in our day." But we still earned our stripes. Like we were born in the darkness, like my guy Baines said, right? Like we saw the bad of the Saints. We saw the paper bag days. Maybe as young kids, we couldn't really grasp it the way we can as adults, but we still earn our stripes that we know what the Saints football was like before Drew Brees and Sean Payton came, and we see what Saints football is like now without Drew Brees and Sean Payton. That I understand what you're saying, that, it almost feels like a sense of comfort, like, oh, this is how it was, before we became the lover boys for the media. And now we're back to, we don't have that shine that Drew Brees.
And let's not forget that took a miracle just to get that. So let's not forget that what happened in 2006 was a miracle. It was a miracle. The fact that it lined up that Drew Brees, after the bummed out shoulder injury, I mean, we talk about this all the time, right? The Drew Brees situation and the fact that Sean Payton just so happened to be a fucking wizard, it is a pure miracle. And that it lined up in New Orleans. It's hard to get that kind of fortune, and especially for the Saints. And it was a fortune that lasted, dude. It was like opening up a fortune cookie, and your fortune actually came true. It actually meant something. It wasn't like just a cookie. You know what I'm saying? It was a long time fortune. It lasted 14 years. So we were super fortunate just to be in that scenario. And now we got to find, I don't want to say find that miracle, but you got to either build a good fucking team.
Yep.
Right. From coaching the players, which I don't think that we have the whole roster yet. It's just the truth, bro. I mean, look at UNC last night.
Yeah, they got the ass whooped.
Okay, yeah, Bill Belichick's on the sideline, but that was the easiest money I ever bet. When I bet TCU in the line, that was the easiest money I ever bet, and I pounded it live because
that opening touchdown didn't give you a little bit of a sweat or seeing Michael Jordan all them in the stands, like, oh boy, they might be like on one tonight.
I mean, I thought that they would have scored more and it would have been a higher scoring game, but they don't have the roster to compete with TCU. We the biggest issue that the Saints have right now, and it's their own fault. And this is why people hate the front office and hate on the front and all that stuff. We just don't have as good of players yet that we're gonna need to get away from some of these teams. You know,
it's a process. I'm giving Kellen Moore at least 3 years. I always
3 hours. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's how they're gonna feel on Sunday after if we lose by a touchdown. We do need a miracle. You say we need some more players. I know last year you were one of the more prominent figures on social media that was ringing the bell for Spencer Rattler. And I kind of just took that as, half belief that he actually is going to be that guy, but also just anybody but Derek Carr, right? ABC, anybody but Carr. Derek Carr's gone. Rattler, surprisingly to me, because I'm like, God damn, y'all had a shuck at 40. I'm thinking that they're going to make him the guy, right? Spencer Rattler's the starter. Devin, I need to know, do you really, in your heart of hearts, I know you got a Rattler jersey, I know that you be still ringing the bell for him on your social media page. Do you really believe that Spencer Rattler is our next franchise quarterback? Do you believe that Spencer Rattler is going to be our starting quarterback in 2026 and 2027 and beyond?
Wow. Let's start in the preseason. Let's start after the preseason ends, right? I thought, to be honest with you, I said this on Off the Bench 2 weeks ago with Jacob Heston and Matt Flynn. If we're looking at this from a round-to-round perspective on that quarterback battle between Shuck and Spencer Rattler, I had it 2-1 Shuck. I just did. I mean, they could grade it however they did. Obviously, I had it 2-1 Shuck. I think if we went off a game-to-game basis, I had it 2-1 Shuck. Now, you could tell me that this guy played against the third string, second string, whatever, but that's not. I mean, that's preseason. It just is what it is. That's how it goes, especially when you got a quarterback battle. I had it 2-1 Shuck, and that's me being, the reason why I've always liked Spencer Rattler is that underdog mentality. He's been tested. He's been in quarterback battles. He's lost, and he lost quarterback battles, went and overcame. That's, that's New Orleans type people, right? So yeah, I've always rooted for Spencer Rattler. I still do. I still want him to be what we thought he could be since last year. You could tell that the fans kind of want him to be good. But if I had to go off what happened in the preseason, I was a little not let down, but underwhelmed. For the most part, I had it 2-1 Shuck. So I think the reason that they went with Spencer Rattler is because of that experience. And I think that was him playing them games last year, playing in the pros. And I think that Shuck, they kind of just molding him and waiting. And we're going to see if he gets bad. If he gets bad, they're going to throw Shuck in there.
Yeah, and I don't like that because I'm like, Kellen, stand 10 toes down on your decision. You took him with a top 40 pick. Spencer Rattler is technically Dennis Allen, Clint Kubiak pick. Tyler Shuck is your guy. You had it 2-1. I had it about even. I mean, I don't think either one like really ran away with it. So because neither one ran away with it, I'm like, well, then go with Shuck. Like if Rattler couldn't take the ball by the horns and outperform, technically, Shuck is older than Rattler, but still, a rookie, then go with the guy that you took with the top 40 pick. Because I want, personally, as much data on Shuck as possible so that if we are as bad as we think we might be in 2025, and we got all these good quarterbacks that's getting hyped up in our face in the 2026 draft, we have enough data on Shuck that we can make a conscious decision on, are we going quarterback or not? Because I'm going to be pissed off if the 2025 season comes to an end, we got a top 3, top 4 pick in the draft, and the Saints and Mika Loomis are like, yeah, but we just don't know if we got enough data on Shuck. We want to give him more time, so we're probably going to skip on the quarterback. I'm like, hell with that. Y'all had all the time in the world, especially if we had this mentality that Rattler's going to get a few games. You know, we're going to let him get thrown to the wolves, and then we'll throw in Shuck. I don't like that approach. I don't think it's a wrong approach. I don't think there's a right or wrong. Like, I'm not mad at Kellen Moore for going with it. I'm not saying that anybody who did believe in Rattler, that's the wrong way to go, because I understand the opposite argument too, of that, you know, you got to give Shuck more time to grow on the sideline and watch the game, and it might help him be a better quarterback when he does get the chance. But Brett, it's the NFL. Like, it's not for long, and the F doesn't stand for fair in the NFL. So like, put Shuck in, man. Like, if we just wasting our time and just waiting for Shuck, or Moore's just waiting for the chance to put Shuck in, then don't waste my time with Rattler. Either you believe in Rattler, Kellen Moore, or you don't. Like, if he's your guy, if you believe he's the guy, then you play him for all 17 games. Don't give me this, you know, oh, we believe in him, but hey, after the first month, if we're 0-4 and he plays average, which he might because we don't have the talent, like you say, Devin, then I feel like it was a waste of time to not start Shuck, even though I know what the benefit is of him, you know, learning from the sideline. That's just how I feel. But that's
right. I thought Nick Underhill said it best. He said, there's no reason why, there's really no reason why Shuck shouldn't get 10 games minimum. 10 games has to be the number. 10 games to where you could see, just like you said, to where you could see if you have anything, because you have to know that. You have to know that going into next year. Again, just like you said, because if you do have a top pick, you can't be hesitant on it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, oh, well, you know. No, you have to know what you got. So I don't know. Here's the thing. Spencer Rattler went 2-2 in the first 4 games. Then you can't, you can't deny the man. You can't deny the man if he goes 2-2. I mean, seriously, 2, and that's going to be a tough 2-2. That is, oh my God. He would have to. I mean, so who you got? You got, all right. So you get your Arizona, San Fran. Now here's the cool thing: they both at home. Then you go at Seattle, at Buffalo. Dude, if the Saints could beat Arizona and San Fran, and then I could see them probably losing Seattle, Buffalo real quick. But if they could go 2-2, it'd be hard to switch from, you know what I'm saying? Because shit, they don't think we even going to go 2-2. A lot of people think it's just going to be straight up 0-4 or 1-3.
Yeah, it's me. I'm a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I'm cheering for Rattler. Like, come Sunday when that ball gets kicked off, I'm Spencer Rattler's biggest fan. And I'm going to be a little pissed off if he winds up being like good, because I'm like, well, damn, we wasted a top 40 pick on Shuck when we had Rattler all along. I get the philosophy of drafting quarterbacks until you land one, but I don't know. I hear you. I hear Underhill's point of view too, but you got to give Shuck games if you want to see if he's the guy or not. Rattler has the perfect opportunity. You say he's the underdog, Devin. This is the biggest underdog story that we can have the season if he says, you know what, this is my time, this is my job. I'm not even giving Spencer Rattler a chance to get on that field because I'm going to ball out. I'm going to turn chicken shit into chicken salad and make these guys play a lot better than what our roster on paper looks like. So I'm cheering for him. I will say this, at least we ain't got Derek Carr, right?
Yeah, at least we ain't got Derek Carr. And one thing I'll say about Spencer Rattler, I think even though he hasn't won a game yet, I think that Spencer Rattler has already kind of shown you that it's not like even if it don't work out this is his last chance with the Saints. I'm telling you, bro, this is it. These games, and if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, he's proven that like he's worthy of being in the league. Remember when we drafted this guy, there were people telling me that he's not even an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's already proved that wrong because he definitely can. He's got enough talent to play in the NFL. It just, depending how this goes, it may not be as a start. I could, he's almost reminds me like a Chase Daniel in a way.
I was just about to say that because I think that's going to be, and I hope Spencer Rattler hears this and says, I'm going to prove this dumbass Jono wrong. I think his NFL career comparison is going to be a great backup like Chase Daniel. I actually think, Devin, Spencer Rattler has more probability of being on our team long-term than Shuck, because if Shuck isn't the guy and we draft another quarterback, it's going to be like when the Cardinals did Kyler Murray and Josh Rosen, where Rosen was like, well, don't keep me on if y'all are going to draft my replacement. Shuck is probably going to be the same way. Like, well, shit, if I'm not the guy, then send me somewhere else where I could get an opportunity. Where Rattler's going to be like, okay, I had my shot. I'm cool with being a backup and getting an opportunity if whoever the anointed QB of the future is ever goes down. So I agree with you. I think Chase Daniel might be a good, not, play for play, but I'm talking about like how Chase Daniel's career went. But
he's got, and look, he's got, you see certain things that he does and you're like, damn, bro, this dude can hoop. So it's not like the worst thing in the world being competitive, because I think that he could be better, but we just got to see it. Remember, we haven't seen it with a healthy team. It's so unknown. It's still
so after this upcoming stretch, bro, I don't want to hear nothing else from the cult members of this Spencer Rattler fan base. Oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, he doesn't have the dirt. Like, he's got Olave Sunday, he's got Shaheed, he's got Kamara, he's got McCoy, he's got the 2 bucket tackles that we drafted high premium draft stock for. Make it happen. Make it happen, right? I don't want, and it confuses me, Devin, like how passionate some of these, and I get it, this shit more than the game. But like, bruh, like I make one Rattler joke and freaking his fans come at me. I'm a fan. I'm a Saints fan. You can't be talking about Spencer Rattler like that. But I'm not like, what has Spencer Rattler done, y'all, to earn this cult-like following? I get it, When it was Derek Carr starting quarterback, I understood. I'm like, y'all want anybody but Carr. Spencer Rattler's a shiny new toy. I get it. But now I'm like, y'all ain't got to go that hard until he gives you a reason to go that hard. And some fans don't like that. But that's just
and honestly, bro, it's as simple as this. I think a lot of people, including myself, really like the idea of Spencer Rattler when we drafted him, because he's first of all, he's a known name. We've known about Spencer Rattler for so many years. He was on what was that show called again? It was like
it was on Netflix. It was about the
QB.
It could have been QB1.
Yeah. Okay. He was on that. People knew Spencer Rattler, so the idea that we could get him in the 5th round, we were like, "Damn, bro, we might have a sleeper here," So I think that like that's why people kind of grab it, because it's like, damn, okay, the Saints got this guy that's so well known. Wow, he dropped to the 5th. Wow, it didn't work out kind of the way it should have been in college. He was a very touted player going into college. And it's just like, okay, we got this guy, so maybe he could be the miracle saver. Remember, at the end of the day, we all just looking for this miracle saver. This
like Drew.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you fucking work at fucking PetSmart, if you somehow can hoop, we want you, so, and that's what we got Jake Haener, right? No, but I can't believe he's back on the roster. I can't.
All right. Well, first off, shout out to over 575 people watching us on Twitter, YouTube, and watching us on Instagram as well. Devin, the Hold The Mayo stimulus is real, folks. On YouTube, we got some super chats, so I want to show love to the people who left super chats. Sam says, "Who that? Who that?" Back to you, Sam. My guy Brute Saint says, "What's up, boys? What's up, Brute Saint? I'm sure you are definitely excited about the season starting back up Sunday." My guy Royce says, "My guys, I met Dav at the Manning Passing Academy." Hey, how was the Manning Passing Academy?
Dude, that was one of my favorite experiences of the year. That was awesome. It was and all these quarterbacks playing college football right now. I met a lot of them.
They knew you. That's how big you are now. Arch Manning say, "Oh, I love your videos, Devin."
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's awesome, especially
that's that New shit, dude. That's that New Orleans shit.
No, crazy.
Like I'm watching Haynes King for Georgia Tech the other night while I was at a bar in Clemson, and I talked to Haynes King for like an hour at Roxy's in Thibodeau at the bar. So, and dude, it's just crazy, bro, because I never been around that many like real life TV quarterbacks like that. You know what I'm saying? And they were all at the bar, and now they all playing Menza. All these dudes were at the bar. that night. Man and Pass Academy's got to be one of the best things that Louisiana has. Seriously.
Yeah, nah, I love it. I love seeing you experience that. Wes Schaefer gets two fleur-de-lis emoji. So that should be I'm gonna give you the $10, Devin. That's definitely I don't know.
Send it in the mail.
I'll use to buy another t-shirt. And my guy Carl says Haener is like Freddy Krueger. You think he's dead, but he keeps coming back. Now I'm gonna be honest, Devin. I'm gonna be honest. I think, including you, I think some of y'all too damn hard on Haener. Like, what y'all want the guy to do? No, we know he's not going to be our franchise quarterback, but the same soft spot that y'all have because of Rattler and his underdog story, he was on QB1 on Netflix. You ain't got a goddamn soft spot for Haener. He was a Saints fan growing up. They got the picture of him with the Reggie Bush jersey as a little kid. Like, I cheer for quarterbacks like that. I hope he's a third-string quarterback. I refuse to believe that you, Devin, and a lot of you Saints fans are that damn passionate about a third-string quarterback.
Can't fucking like everybody, you know? I mean, how you like everybody? Who you haven't met that likes fucking everybody, you know? Especially in sports. In sports, dude, it's hard. So when we talking about a guy, we are devoted right now to figuring out who the next quarterback of the New Orleans Saints is. And we got this guy. We got this guy that keeps kind of coming. And I just I'm just, you know, I don't get it.
Go ahead.
I don't get it. You know what pisses me off about it the most? I'm gonna be dead ass with you. It's because it reminds every time they give you, like in the preseason when they threw him in there, like Shuck was on fire that last game, and they threw him in there with 9 minutes left, and it's just like the ultimate cock block to me. It's a cock block, and I just like I don't know, bro. It's just in the way, and I hate to be like that about it, but dude, this is football, bro. Yep, Trust me, bro. When I was a kid and I tried out for the football team when I was, I think, 9 years old, dude, they came to my house, knocked on the door, you know, and told me that I wasn't making the team.
God damn. Like, I ain't never, you must have been a shitty boy if they came to your door. They ain't wait till practice.
That's how they did it back then. Yeah, that's how they did it back. Sometimes they'd go to your door and leave like a piece of paper, you know. And anyway, they came to the door and told me and my mom, you know, I wasn't making the team. Fucking football, bro. It's football, dude. Like, it should motivate you, bro. You should play better when people hate on you. You know, and guess what? He's played worse. So that's where we at on that.
Like, well, Foskey I could get, right? Like Foskey, I'm like, yeah, y'all, he deserves the rat. Hey, wasn't he like well, I know we traded 2 picks for him, but a 4th-round quarterback? I don't know. I have a soft spot.
He was. Dude, Haener was good. Remember, he had that little run before they found out, you know, whatever he was using substance-wise, but he had a run, little preseason run, you know?
Steroids was more than the game.
Yeah, I mean, but ever since then, something just, I just feel like it didn't, because at one point you thought, man, Jake Haener, man, this dude pretty good. Something just didn't develop. It's weird.
I think fans are too tough on him. But I understand because I get too. I was like, why are we giving him reps knowing damn well he's not in the competition for the quarterback 1 job? So I understand.
That reminds me of the Dennis Allen shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So like some of the stuff Kellen Moore was doing early on, I was like, I'm a little, but he's done some stuff since then that we'll get to later that makes me think, oh, this guy might be, you know, putting his own us compared to what Mickey Loomis might want or whatnot. Oh, we got another super chat from my guy Easy E who says, 2 clean ass setups y'all got this shit more than the game and who that? Yeah, Devin, after I did your studio show last year, I was like, I gotta step my game up. So I'm trying.
That was great. You know, and the lighting looks the lighting. Yeah. Yeah, I
got a nice little. I ain't even show you the best part. I got the little Saints little.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, dude.
Shout out to Devin for the inspiration, y'all. You see, he got the great setup in the background that you guys see all the time on his amazing post-game shows with his live callers. Devin, you definitely starting that back up again this Sunday, right?
Absolutely. Can't wait. It's my that's my favorite thing to do, bro. I feel like a counselor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also getting therapy too, you know, at the same time.
Yep. And are you like sacrificing going to games now because of the show?
No. So I mean, I don't think I'll go to as many games as I usually go to. But I don't like stress out on that because, you know, what does it take? If I get out the way, I know how to get out the dome, you know, I really do. and I park in the right spot, and I just hit the interstate. But it might delay the show at max an hour, and bro, if you can't wait an hour extra for my show, bro, then
Oh, they'll wait days for you at this point, Devin, with what you created, so you ain't got even much worry about that. How you feel about Kellen Moore, though? I just said, he did some stuff like the Jake Haener thing, where him giving reps to Jake Haener almost like a participation trophy. Like, I don't want Jake Haener to feel bad that we already decided he's not QB1. He's also made decisions and some tough cuts lately that makes you go, oh, this guy's like, this is my team. It's not Dennis Allen team. It's not Sean Payne team. I'm making my mark. So I know it's early, right? Like, we got to wait till Sunday and going forward to see what Kellen Moore really is. But just your early impression so far from training camp and preseason of Kellen Moore as our head coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a smart dude. I think that if you want to find a quarterback and mold a quarterback, I mean, we got to have maybe one of the best options right now to do. Like, this is your guy. We all remember Kellen Moore at Boise State. I'm Live said it best. I think Kellen Moore might be the best quarterback on the team, right now. So it's just like, dude, I think he's smart. I think that I see why they would have got him as the coach. There's like a couple of things that make me scratch my head, but I don't play for the team. I ain't in the locker rooms and all that bullshit. So it's just me kind of looking from afar. I don't think they practice enough. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think that they practice enough. I think that this is a very light practice coach, which concerns me because you would think we won the fucking Super Bowl. How little we practice.
He was taking them to the water parks and bowling.
Yeah,
like,
bro, we done did everything.
What we doing for 5 games?
These motherfuckers bowling. These motherfuckers hitting the punching thing, seeing how hard your punch strength is. We doing everything off the field.
Everything but football, huh? They don't make training camp like they used to, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. But, man, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? I'm just this 33-year-old dude, so what do I know? But, I mean, I could see why, they brought him in. I think he's going to be a small dude. I never expected him to be this hoorah dude, so. And then players are going to like him more because he's more relatable, which is a big deal nowadays.
Right. I think I'm joking, but I think with the, the field trips that they took, I think he's just trying to build the culture and some camaraderie, which it might work out, especially if we do only win 3-4 games this year. You're going to need the locker room to stay close. So maybe shit like going bowling is going to keep, builds that up. So that when you on a 6-7 game losing streak, you don't lose the locker room. I don't think he's going to be as petty or as, audacious, maybe that's the word, as Sean Payne, which kind of bums me out because I like my coaches to be assholes and petty. But I do think he's going to gradually grow to he's going to see what the city is like, the culture in New Orleans is like. And I've seen some flashes that he's going to pick up eventually traits of being a New Orleanian, that if he makes it 3-4 years, he's going to be a good character as well as hopefully a good. We'll see about the X's and O's on Sunday and going forward. But just from the training camp stuff and the stuff that I heard the players saying, and it ain't just like PR boilerplate answers when people ask them about Kellen Moore. They be going in detail about how much they love Moore. So,
well, I'd love him too if I didn't have to practice that much.
Doing bowling trips and stuff, pass and practice. I will say this though, he chose us, Devin, when Joe Brady and Cliff Kingsbury was putting out statements saying, "I'm not going to be the Saints coach," and everybody was turning down this job as if it was. I'm like, God damn! We got Sean Payton at the worst time to be a franchise after Katrina. So why is our job that ugly to some coaches? But whatever. Everybody was turning us down. Kellen Moore told us yes. Because of that, he has my heart. He has my support. And I hope that he does wind up being a good coach when it comes to wins and losses, because he seems like he's going to be a good fit over time for the city of New Orleans. But we'll see, because we always love a head coach until he gives us a reason not to, right?
And look, all the upside is there. Right. So that would be the upside, is that, damn, bro, this could be a dude that, if it worked out, coach the Saints for just as long as Sean Payton did, it's not like he's that old of a dude. So you're going to get great thinking, intelligence. You know what I'm saying? As we get older, we get dumber. I feel like, or they say older, wiser. Did they say wiser? I feel like you get dumber. So, but anyway, yeah, dude, I see the upsides. Let's just say, he's working with, bro, you ever been at one of your friends' house and they were like, yeah, let's cook something. and they didn't really have anything to cook, right?
Yeah, I'm that friend, but go ahead.
Yeah, they had to put something together. I used to have a real good friend, Brock. He would, dude, I'm telling you, make a 5-star meal out of a 1-star pantry, and I think that's kind of what he's working with. He's not working with a whole lot of you, dude. I mean, we saw the depth chart today. Not working with a whole lot.
Right. Bruce Saint says, Kellen reminds me of my math teacher in high school. Everybody was drawn to how passionate she was at her job and was very nice and gentle and easygoing. But whenever we clowned, she'd give the look. Well, I know Sean Payne used to have that look, Bruce Saint. I don't know if Kellen Moore has that scowl yet to do it, but hopefully we're going to find out Sunday. It begins the journey of how he is as a head coach. Shout out to my best friend, Ziggy the Beats, who leaves a $5 super chat and says, these red beans are more than a game. Devin, put that on a goddamn t-shirt. Why don't you?
Love it. What up, Jay?
How do you feel, Devin? I don't know if you saw in your LSU euphoria this past weekend, but the Saints announced that they are going to be wearing the gold jerseys with the black uniform, black helmets this Sunday. And it looked like they did a tease earlier today where we're going to be painting the end zones gold for the first time ever, I believe, which is going to be awesome to see. Kind of sad that we're using it on this team and not like a Drew Brees team, but whatever. You like these uniforms, Devin?
Yeah, I mean, I like them. Look like a file folder color. You know what I'm saying? But I like them. I don't know. The one, remember when they used to have them back in the day with like Ricky Williams and all that? That was like one of the most sold jerseys, the Ricky Williams gold. Yeah. And I don't know. I like the change up. I don't really care about the jerseys, to be honest with you, dude. I want these dudes to win some fucking football games. But this is cool. I will say that. It's not like it's one of the situations where it wasn't cool. I think my favorite of all time, though, is the color rush still.
I agree. I think we're actually wearing, well, for these uniforms, Devin, I like I wish the gold was a little bit more of the classic gold, but whatever. Khaki, maybe they're going with the New Orleans khaki style that we wore as kids. I just don't like the black helmets. They keep trying to make these black helmets that Sean Payne made, and it's like, man, get rid of these black helmets. I would rather the gold helmets with the gold jerseys myself.
Yeah, I agree with that. But hold on. You said the Cutter Rush because we are wearing the white helmets this year with the Cutter Rush jerseys. Do you like the white helmets? I do like the white helmet. I do like the white helmet a lot. It looks like the gold face mask is crazy, huh? But yeah, no,
I love it.
Yeah, it looks like it looks clean. Looks clean. Now that helmet right there, I could see them wearing with the color rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that would look fire with the color rush.
And I think that's what they're doing this year. Is the white helmet with the color rush. That to me is going to look a lot better than these.
Oh yeah, facts.
I think the white helmets they hit it out the park with the white helmet, so I'm excited about that. All right, Devin. So ultimately, we said how we essentially feel about the players, the roster, and whatnot. Last year we did pretty good when we were giving our schedule predictions, and we were kind of going game by game for a while. Me and you actually went like 3-0 or 4-0, like our first picks that we called. I ain't gonna go game by game tonight, but looking at the schedule, if you are a betting man, guess what? You are a betting man. How do you see the Saints 2025 season going? What's your season prediction? I want a record. I want an actual record. Like, what is it going to be our record come January 2nd? What is that? January 9th, 2026. What is going to be the Saints overall 2025 season record?
Well, I'll tell you this. Ever since they added the extra game or whatever, I still don't know how to – I know this sounds
your math is off. It's fine.
I still don't got it.
You should have went to Holy Cross. Holy Cross is right there. Holy Cross is right there for you.
Dude, that's that real public school shit right there. Still. But no, so the way that I'm going to say it is I could see the Saints if health was good, which, I mean, these are huge Fs. But I could see him, maybe pulling that 7.
Damn.
Yeah. If health was good, especially, I think they have a good defense. I really do. I think Corn is such an unknown, dude, when you really think about it. But I could definitely see him winning 7 games, especially if defense carries some games. Let's just say, for instance, if the Saints had a defense this year that got a lot of turnovers, right? Look at who was it last year? I think it was Minnesota. Dude, Minnesota had like an obscene amount of interceptions last year, their defense.
Yep.
And I don't know, bro. It just helps when like you have a quarterback that's maybe you're uncertain about, you're trying to figure out, put them in good field position. You know, who's got the best kicker in the league right now? The Saints do. I don't care what anybody says. Blake Grupe's the best kicker in the league. You could pick up easy points. I'll watch this motherfucker kick a field goal. I already have the last 2 years. We've been playing to get Blake Grupe in position. That's just the truth. So if we can get good field position and at very minimum get a field goal, you know, we could stay in games and then, you know, just see what happens every game. I just want them to stay in games. You know, last year we were getting fucking blown out, and that's miserable. You know, you get blown out by the Packers, you get blown out by, you know, I just stay in some games, man. That would be super cool. And then hopefully they got an opportunistic defense that could put us in good field position. You know, I think the Arizona game, and it's awesome. That's the first game. I think that, damn, bro, if I had to pick right now, I don't bet on the Saints. But if I had to bet right now, I'm betting Saints.
I told my wife that. I said that Saints plus whatever it is staring me in my eye. And I'm like, I really want to, but I'm like, am I being biased? Because the Cardinals don't scare me. I'm not thinking, gun to my head, I'm picking Arizona Sunday, but the Cardinals don't scare me. But I can see a world where, you know, team with a new coach comes out fired up in the Superdome. I can see an upset, Devin. I really could.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's the cheapest ticket in the NFL this weekend is Saints versus Cardinals. You can get into the Dome for $30-something. Cheapest ticket in the NFL. That should tell you a lot about both franchises. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I think the Saints can win that game. Period. Saints on a fresh belly? Come on, bro. No injuries in the Dome? You ain't gonna tell me then that they can't win that game, bro. Period.
I think I'm going 4 wins this season. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying 4 wins to be negative. I'm saying even if it's 4 wins, as long as I see, like you said, if the games are competitive and I'm seeing growth throughout the season, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with a 4-win season. We need to use this year, maybe next year, to just gradually load up on talent through the draft. So 4 wins wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if I see Kellen Moore building a culture, and if I see the players, like our young players, like Alante, Kool-Aid, Olave, Shaheed, if I see like the bookends, Fuaga and Banks, if I see them showing like potential of, these guys could be like great stalwart players for us, that's what I'm taking away from 2025. Not necessarily the win-loss record, but the growth and what Kellen Moore does to put his imprint on the team. So I hope they prove me wrong, though. Like 2006, like go out there and win 10 games. That would be great. That would be freaking amazing. I'm cheering every Sunday for them to prove me wrong. But if you tell me now on September 2nd, I'm picking 4 wins. Even though that Arizona game looks very tempting as one of the 4 wins. As long as we beat Atlanta, it ain't even got to be a sweep. Just give me one Atlanta Falcons win. The rest is kosher for me.
And that's another thing that you always, like, when I was looking at DraftKings this morning, I was looking at the odds to win a division, and they got the Saints at I think it's plus 2,000 or something like that, plus 1,500, one of those two. But anyway, that division now Tampa has taken a pretty good lead the last couple years, but that division, I hate to say, one injury away on Tampa, whatever. And the Saints could be in play if they just, like I said, stay in games, be competitive, win. They're going to have to win some ones they weren't supposed to win. And in that division, man, I'm just saying, I would definitely, why not? I'd throw $20 on the Saints winning the division. What division is this? This is the NFC South.
You're not buying into the Atlanta Falcons hype?
What Atlanta Falcons hype? Where you got that news at? MSN.com?
ESPN, in this same powering, and they had them at like number 6, and like, oh boy, the Falcons.
What?
Yeah, they had them at number 6. I got some Falcons fans in the chat right now talking shit. Like to say that they have a losing record over us since Drew Brees retired. By the way, it's not like they caught up to us after Drew Brees retired. They still have a losing record to us during the Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston era. And for them to still be behind us when it comes to playoff appearances because their last one was 2018 or 19, 17. It was something. It was longer. They're in a longer drought than us. And for the media to be sucking them off like Monica Lewinsky in 1999, and for these Falcons fans to always get their damn heads. I'm telling you, Devin, they've been in my chat and in my mentions all offseason. Oh, we coming for y'all. I'm like, y'all lost to us with Darren Rizzi as our head coach last year. When y'all was on a 5-6 game losing streak, y'all had a 5-game division lead on the NFC South, and y'all still didn't make the playoffs. So I'm glad that the Falcons are actually getting hyped because it's just going to make, when they decide to be the Atlanta Falcons in December, it's going to make it that much sweeter. I love that the Falcons fans always eat this delusional cheese thinking that their team is the shit. And for whatever reason, ESPN is feeding them some premium cheese this offseason.
I think it's really comical that, because I know why you do it, that you do stay kind of close to Falcons fans. Like, and it's so funny, dude, because like, think about it, bro. Like, you really trolling, at the end of the day, you trolling them. Yeah. So because I don't hear from no Falcons. I have not heard no Falcons hype whatsoever. I have not seen a single piece of information saying, the only time I see stuff about the Falcons is like when people are talking about Michael Penix and calling him Michael Penis. They got the little headline, which that's the only thing I saw all offseason on the Falcons. If anything, I think Carolina, if I'm gonna pick a team other than Tampa, I'd say Carolina, because it looks like Bryce is really starting to pick up the game.
He did. It kind of worries me how good he looked to end the season, because I made a lot of jokes about him being a bust. So if he turns out to do like a Drew Brees career arc where he started off slow, got benched, came back, and went on a tear, I'm going to be.
And they got that receiver, Totaro McMillan, and that dude's a dog. He is going to be good. So
Do you think so?
Oh, yes.
Because when I was doing the draft scouting, I heard the pros and cons because he was one of the names that was coming up for us. And I kind of talked myself out of him. I was like, yeah, he probably ain't going to be a dog. Well, maybe he will be, but I talked myself out of it. I was like, he's probably just the best receiver in a weak class, and if it was any other class, he would have been like the 6 or 7 best receivers. So, but that's just me maybe being biased and like talking myself out.
I think it's just his size, and a lot. It's hard to find that Calvin Johnson type size these days, and he's definitely got it. So I think that's a big reason why people are high on him, why Carolina's high on him. I mean, think about all the receivers Carolina drafted the last few years. It's all a bunch of, we don't even know, and it's not his size. It's not his size, dude. This dude's got the frame of like could be superstar receiver. Yeah. I hated that Carolina got him. And I would have been cool if the Saints had got him, but they just didn't get the chance.
Somebody asked, we'll get to our fan questions very soon. From all of the people who follow Devin and I, we gave everybody a chance to ask questions on Twitter and YouTube and Instagram, and we got a good bit. We're getting into that very soon. Shout out to over 700 people watching us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Hold The Mayo stimulus is real. Over 95 on you. Devin, that's good for me. I'm not used to you. You get like 500 plus 1,000 sometimes on your streams after the game. 95 to me is like, whoa. So shout out.
You remember when I wasn't even on YouTube? Remember when I told? I
remember when me and you were talking about it, and I was like, Devin, like you missing out on money by not putting your a testament to how great of if y'all want to use the word influence, I still don't like the word, but I know that's the common term. If y'all want to know how like legit of an influencer he is, his audience follows him, right? Like I have a great audience on Twitter. I'm just starting to finally get an audience on Instagram. My audience doesn't follow me. Like my Twitter audience does not follow me. Not some people do, and I appreciate that. I see people in the chat right now, but my Twitter audience doesn't follow me on YouTube. My YouTube audience doesn't follow me on Facebook. My Instagram audience doesn't follow me on TikTok. Yada yada. Devin, every platform, if y'all go follow Devin on, you will see his audience is rabid and they follow him. And that is, but as a content creator, trust me, like that is the hardest thing to achieve, and he achieved that on his own merit. He didn't have a big company coming after him or like hiring him to have that, ESPN, name tag on his name or Barstool Sports. I'm just throwing out names, etc. Like he built that on his own. That to me, Devin, is always the most impressive thing when I like follow your content career, not as just a friend of yours, but just like as a fellow colleague of yours. I'm like, damn, this guy has a passionate following. Every platform, every time I see a post on Facebook, you got 100 plus comments. On TikTok, you got 100 plus comments. On Instagram, you got 100 plus comments. I'm like, this dude is popping everywhere.
Yeah, well, I gotta agree with you on that whole all platform thing, because I definitely like when I gotta tell like sponsors and shit, because I don't have 1 million followers, right? But It's not about that. It's not about 1 million followers. It's not. I really don't want to be viral. I don't like it. I don't like when people like from all over, the first thing they're going to talk about is my voice. Oh, are you from Boston? I just like being what I've built. I really enjoy this, right? And I tell sponsors, I'm like, dude, I may not have 1 million followers on TikTok or whatever, but I promise you on all the major apps that it all matches up, right? A lot of these motherfuckers that got millions of followers on TikTok, go pull up their Twitter. It ain't cooking like that, bro, because they can't do that TikTok shit on Twitter. You gotta be a fucking human. You can't be a robot on Twitter. They're gonna call you out. So, that's one thing I'm super grateful for. And yeah, bro, I mean, that's one thing I definitely worked hard at was all platforms, loyal following, bro. I mean, that's what we are down here, bro. We loyal.
I love it. I feel you 101% on these brands and sponsors. They go into this person has I'm not gonna even go extreme with the 1 million, 50,000 followers, 100,000 on Instagram, and then you look at some of these influencers. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I promise I'm not. But like you see they likes and the likes don't match the 50,000. I got 5,000. I know it's excited. I got celebrated. I said, oh shit, I finally hit the 5,000 mark on IG because I had a few videos that finally the algorithm is finally starting to push me out to the New Orleans and Atlanta, ironically, audience. And I'm looking at my likes or whatever compared to like the accounts that got 50,000, 100, and I'm like, I'm getting more likes now than these accounts. And I guarantee if me and that same account went to a brand and say, hey, would you mind sponsoring me? They're going with the one with the 50,000 followers because they're not following or they're not actually seeing like, okay, who has the actual community, right? Who has the actual loyal following like you do? Now, you don't have 1 million followers singularly on each platform, but if they see your engagement and they see the interaction, and they see how these motherfuckers are coming out their house for events that you do, that is authentic. That's real. That to me is a goddamn influencer, not a motherfucker who has 50,000 followers because they did 100 giveaways and so they getting all these people just following because they want a free shirt or a free meal at a restaurant or whatever. You are authentic. Your t-shirt sales, which you're very humble about, shows how goddamn loyal your following is. So, man, hold on. This is the goddamn applause for Devin to give him his goddamn flowers for being a top. Wait, hold on.
Damn, wow, man. I might have to stay.
Bro, the platforms that you've built.
I mean, this is like Hilton, being at the Hilton. You know what I'm saying? This is real nice, dude. But no, that's one thing I say, man, is we live in a world now. What's cool about us is we got into this before there was a TikTok and shit like that. And I think that was an advantage because anybody that's on I got people that come up to me and they're like, yeah, I follow you on TikTok, man. I see you all the time on TikTok. I always see your stuff on. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, I barely even post on TikTok. That's crazy, because like, dude, you really want to get to know me? Follow me on Twitter, bro. If you want to get to know me, Instagram, you see stories, I like the story feature and stuff like that. But TikTok, I'll post a few things on there, but I don't, for whatever reason, I just don't believe in like, I think the attention span on TikTok, they consuming so much fucking information that how could they possibly be so loyal? There's no way. They consuming so much shit on TikTok, bro. Everybody we know who's on TikTok does that.
Yep.
There's no, that's why I always say, how many years I've been saying this? Twitter is the greatest app to me still to this day. Because first of all, the people that support me and you on there, we have common interests, right? Sports, funny shit, funny shit popping out, all this different shit. People on TikTok, they'll get 1 million followers for a 30-second video. How could somebody be loyal to you when they only saw you for 30 seconds? How could you sell shirts when the people that you want to buy them are looking at a surplus of 30-second content? Where is the love? Black Eyed Peas.
You've been preaching to me about the authenticity of Twitter for years, and I still subscribe to it. One, because that's my biggest audience. But at the same time, content creator to content creator, you also got to play the game. So I'm like, I got to put a little bit more emphasis this year on Instagram and TikTok because I know that, hey, if I want to go to another level, that's what the brands are looking at. They're not even honestly, I don't even know if they're even like really going to Twitter anymore, just because of how Twitter's been run the past year. Like they're going to Instagram and TikTok first, and I was like, shit, I gotta build something on these platforms if I want.
And look, and I'm not saying to take anyone easy, right? Like you don't want to just let it go, right? But I'll tell you, man, that's my most used app, TikTok, and I am grateful that the sponsors that I have obtained, which I've had most of them for years now. I don't really switch it up. I don't do one-timers. You know, I don't do one time pay. I'll pay you for this one time. I don't do any. I've always turned those down. I don't just go with anybody. That's why I really kind of got the same sponsors, but they understand what we just talked about. They understand that, oh, this boy may not be like popping off on TikTok and shit like that, but you know, they understand a lot. Bro, I read a book. It's the last book I read and it was like in 2019, and it was how you can obtain a loyal following out of 1,000 followers, or how you can obtain a loyal audience out of 1,000 people. And it's a strong book because, you know, the way that everything is now, they see 1 million followers. What's the first thing they think? They think you're rich, which that is also not the case. But the second thing is they think that like you could reach so many people. Bro, go cut a bullshit ass advertisement with 1 million followers. I don't care who you are. It's not going to hit. It's not going to hit like talking about it. It's actually a waste of the company's time when you really think about it. Like, unless you got 1 million loyal followers, like Drewski's an example, you know, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. That's right. That's the top 2% that everybody else always
there's so many people with 1 million followers on TikTok. I'll
be honest, bro. I'm on Instagram a lot more now because I'm trying to grow my audience, and I promise I'm not trying to diss any New Orleans influencer, but there's like a lot of New Orleans influencers. Dog, I couldn't pick them out of a arrest warrant lineup. Like, I'm like, who are these people? Like, and I feel like, and this is maybe me being cocky, but when we in the streets, Devin, like we get stopped a lot now, you know, which I'm always humbled by. Like that shit humbles me. Granted, it's how home field advantage, right? Like I'm in New Orleans, right? But I was at this YouTube event for the Super Bowl, and like, you know, they got people in the room that I'm with, millions of followers, right? But when we went out to the street for some St. Aug performance they were doing, guess who, you know, the crowd was stopping? Jono. Like I'm a guy with, at this time, 8,000 on YouTube compared to these people with 1 million people. And I get it. My home field advantage. I'm in New Orleans. But this was also a Super Bowl crowd. So it's like people from all over the world. And I'm getting stopped while the other influencers, you know, with 1 million followers, people want to recognize Joe from jail, right? So I've been very appreciative to have a loyal following. Well, Twitter is probably the platform where you really get the most loyal because that's a commentary app. Like that's what you go on to thoughts and, you know, content as well, but a commentary app. But I wish I could just, you know, hammer that home to the brands when I reach out to them and they're like, oh, you only got $5 on Instagram, you know, delete email. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I got a pretty loyal 1,000 out of those 5,000 if you want to actually make some headway. So all I have to say, what you're doing is pretty damn incredible. And I'm always enjoying watching you, not just as a friend, because we're friends now, but even when I just put on my content creator colleague hat, I'm like, hey, that guy, Devin, is doing the damn thing. I'm surprised none of these mayoral candidates came to you yet, like they did to all the other New Orleans influencers and asked you
I mean, respectfully, I wouldn't respond to the email. You know? I'm serious. I don't play with that shit. I don't like it. Man, come on, man. You want to do a podcast, bro? We could do a fucking podcast, dude. I don't like that shit. I firmly believe that people who care so much about that shit, I think it should be covered under medical insurance because I think it's a sickness. So that's just my belief. The people who are aggressive about it, that's why I'll be straight up with you. That's why I stopped even looking at it. Because people are so aggressive on that shit, dude. So no, I would never do it.
I know, I ain't mad at you. That's what this podcast is about. We're keeping it real.
Same thing with like cook-offs. I don't go to cook-offs because I ain't fucking Guy Fieri. I like to watch sports and gamble and play Xbox.
You talking about like the festivals and stuff?
Yeah, like I mean, I've had thousands of invites to go.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, and would they offer you like the VIP badges and stuff that I see all these other influencers at?
Dude, if it says cook-off in the subject, I'm not even fucking opening it up because I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna go kill myself when I have more things that I love. I've eaten enough jambalaya. I'm gonna eat more, right? But it ain't gonna be judging. I don't want to judge jambalaya and shit.
I remember, like, this was maybe 4 years ago now, the Fried Chicken Fest, and I'm not trying to take a dig at them, but that's when I remember.
Fuck
they, I don't want to say all that because I love me some fried chicken. But they offered you, in order to be like the influencer for the event. Oh, you will give you 2 passes and all the, but it wasn't paying you, and you was like, "F you, pay me." Like if you're gonna use my service and try to, use some of my audience, pay me. And I remember at the time I told you I responded to your tweet where you were going off about it. And I was like, shit, I'll take the badges and all that.
Yeah.
I've changed my mind since then because I'm like, you know what? Devin was absolutely right. Like, if they're going to use your audience and, the platform that you built, the least they can do is throw some dollars at you. I don't need the damn,
And I don't even think
I know from a PR standpoint, let's go. Look at me, y'all. I'm VIP at this festival. I'm backstage. But pay me.
I don't even think it's more about them. I don't even think it's so much about, dude, I've passed up on a lot of money, dude. Seriously, bro. That's why I'm still living in the same fucking apartment under a family of 4. Still rent. And it's because I have passed up a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, I think it's more just about my time. I will never give up playing Xbox. I will never give up watching sports and gambling. You know what I'm saying? And all these things that I love, like, just sitting around the house, getting high, people can call it selfish, whatever. I'll never give up my true loves, bro, for my time and give up my time like that, dude. Like, I'd rather still we fortunate, bro. We do this shit, for a living. So why not?
I'm not there yet. I'm still 9 to 5.
I was there in 2019.
I think about you a lot because I always like, is there ever a moment where I do take and I love my 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
9 to 5 honestly keeps the roof over my head. It's the reason why I was able to have Lil Jono. I was like, you
got a wife and Lil Jono. Yeah. See, that's the difference.
But I'm still like, at some point, do I take the leap of faith? And that's why I say I might need to grow my Instagram audience before I like really have a heart-to-heart with my wife and say, hey, do you mind if I risk this? But I look at right now. If people don't know, I know there's maybe 2 or 3 of the 730 who don't know Devin's story. Like, he had a great job at a car dealership, like making money. And he say, my passion is not selling cars. My passion is, being authentic to the city and making content. And so he left his job without guarantees of sponsorships, how his next bills were going to get paid. And look what he's turned that into. And that inspires me. But I just don't have the balls to do what you did and say, I'm leaving my job and I'm going to just bet on myself. I won't have really confidence one day, Devin, but I'm just...
But when you really think about it, and of course, man, everybody's situation's different. But when you really think about it, dude, what is going to make you more determined to succeed? And then this is just my situation. I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid, right? But my situation was, what is going to make me more susceptible to succeed than me literally being no job, no following, it's up to me, or I don't eat? What's going to make you want to succeed more than that?
Yep. You got to write a book one day, homie.
I'm gonna when I get older.
We could do a whole podcast about this. Maybe one day we'll actually get together and say, you know what, Devin, let's do it. I remember Devin offered me a chance to do a wrestling podcast with him like some 4 or 5 years ago. And I declined because I was like, my life is just, I say I'm attached to this 9 to 5. I don't want to ever get in a business relationship where I'm doing your schedule off because our schedules don't align. But I kind of regret that because I'm like, man, if me and Devin would have did a podcast together, Lord knows what we would have built, even if it was just a wrestling niche. But we could do a whole podcast about.
We could do the wrestling pod. That really excites me. I would love to do that.
You know what? Let's do that. I see we're at an hour and 18 minutes. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. That's what happens with me and Devin, bro. We just get together and me and Devin could probably not talk for I've had this long stretch for like 6 months in a row. We get together, you would not think that it was 6 hours the last time we saw each other because we just have that synergy. That's why he's my guy for life. How do you still feel about this goddamn Wrestlemania situation? Because it still pisses me off. I saw you doing the great content you did when UFC came to town, and I was like, shit, that would have been me and you for Wrestlemania next year with the baby getting access to do interviews and the authentic New Orleans content. They were going to be influencers from around the world, but they were going to pick me and you to do the wrestling content, and they swept the goddamn rug from us because they wanted to do Las Vegas because they came back with more money. Because TKO, God bless them, is some money hungry sons of bitches, and it pisses me off. I'm still following wrestling, Devin. I don't know if you're still following it right now, just as closely as maybe I follow it. And honestly, I feel like a hypocrite sometimes because I'm probably still going to go to Money in the Bank next year. because life is short. I just want to experience the things that bring me joy. But damn, if that didn't piss me off when they took WrestleMania from us.
I'm gonna go too, but I'm gonna feel like a little bitch walking in because that's what they want you to do. Yeah, that's what they want you to do. They want you to settle for the money in the bank, But you know what? What goes around comes around, and I'm telling you, it's coming around right now because what an awful product it's been since WrestleMania. I don't care how much you love wrestling, how much you hate it. It has been an awful product. I got to be honest, dude. It has been awful. It has been awful.
SummerSlam picked up a little bit, but go ahead.
It has since SummerSlam.
Because they threw away the John Cena heel turn. They said, okay, that shit didn't work.
What goes around comes around. Yeah, because dude, we all were in on the John Cena heel turn. We were all in.
And then they did absolutely nothing with it. The Rock didn't show up. They betted on Travis Scott being a central figure, and it's like, what the hell are we doing?
But the difference is now with wrestling is they securing the bag. Are they going to be this way forever? Maybe not. Maybe it's a plan. Maybe they sat down in the headquarters and said, hey, for the next 3-4 years, we're going to really focus on getting the bag because that's going to help them for the next 4 years after that. Maybe they not like that. Maybe the Slim Jim shit ain't on the table. Maybe they
shit. The interest is in our sponsor, and it's like, how much Triple H, I love you. How much are you willing to sell your soul for, money? Like
dude,
some things should be a little sacred.
Dude, they would put a sponsor logo on the wrestlers' tits if they could. Yeah,
tattoo, right?
Yeah, they would do it. They would do it right now. They would. Every match on a pay-per-view is sponsored by a different sponsor. They are absolutely dissecting. I used to do that. What we used to do in school, it was either the rat or the pig. And you had at least one time you got a chance to I think I was a rat. Ours was a rat, and you dissect a rat, and that's what they doing to wrestling. Yeah, that's what they doing to wrestling right now. They are just killing it with the sponsors, and it's
gonna be finishing moves are gonna be sponsored soon. Like the Seth Rollins curb stomp sponsored by Lugs Boots. Like what? Not everything needs an ad. I get it, from a business standpoint.
Lugs.
I get it. Me and you ain't in the boardroom, right? With fans, so it's like it's just getting a little overkill. I also feel like a hypocrite because I saw a report earlier that somebody were like, "Oh, Stone Cold might be interested in one more match," and if he does have a match at WrestleMania, my dumb ass is probably going to go to Vegas to go see because I put Stone Cold above everything. I'm gonna be like, damn, but I ran on Twitter and all my social platforms about how whack WWE is, but here they are getting my money. But I do the same thing with the Saints, right? I ran about them, and they've got my season ticket money for 23 plus years. So that's why when fans are like, "Oh, you're a fake fan, John," I say, man, I had season tickets longer than some of you motherfuckers have been born. All right, so match my bank account if you want to talk about who's a real Saints fan or not. That's a whole nother topic. Devin, how you feel about the Pelicans, my guy? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember your hashtag of "We'll wait for Zion." Well, we're going into year 8. of waiting for Zion.
That's crazy. No way.
Are you still waiting for Zion? Because I got off that train about 2 seasons ago, my guy. And I hope he proves me wrong. I hope
it's been that long.
It's been 8 years, I believe, or 7 or 8. It's been a long time.
Okay. Wow. That's
Are you still a believer? Are you still a believer?
I am. Bro, why not? I don't want to give Zion.
Why not? Because we ain't been shit since.
Yeah.
No, and I'm hard on Zion. I want like y'all hard on Jake Haener. Like use my shit, Zion, to motivate me. I know how good Zion could be, which is why you still believe in him, right? Like we see if he plays to his potential, he could be a top 5 player. But it's like, okay, I got 7 years of data. How long am I going to live in this delusional state? Now we got to do it another year. So I'm going to cheer for him come October, but I'm just over it, bro.
Bro, Zion was the most still since that draft was the most talked about dude coming out of school.
Yes.
Still since that draft. So it's like you only get so many of these. Like I remember being in computer class when I was in 8th grade and we were sitting in there looking up LeBron highlights on the computer. You know what I'm saying? And we were like, fuck, dude, like this dude is going to be a dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was with Zion. There's only so many dudes that come through that like that. So the reason why I'm saying this is I would never want to give Zion away on a trade or whatever like that and allow him to, you know how it is with New Orleans. You trade a guy away and we're going to sit there on the couch and you're gonna hurt for that. You're going to be in pain about that because you're going to watch him on the TV succeeding. And it may not be in the way that We thought Zion was, but you're going to see him win a championship. You're going to see him be on a great team. He's going to be making great plays. He's going to be dunking on people's heads, everything, and it won't be on the Pelicans. And I'd rather Zion get old and dusty before I let him go. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of player he was coming out the draft. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up until the very end.
Devin. It's 7 years. You had enough data on Derek Carr. You ain't got enough data on Zion Williamson. I feel like we're being held hostage. Like every season, maybe this is the year. And then by freaking December, we're like, well, that's another wasted Pelican season. Like, I'm tired of it. Now, he might prove me wrong. Joe Dumars might light a fire under his ass this year, and I would love it. I would love it. I know what Zion's potential to be. That's why I get pissed off at him. I'm like, dude, you could have this franchise as one of the top franchises if you would have actually been on your shit since you've been drafted. But I feel like he's holding the franchise hostage, and fans, I don't know. Anthony Davis era was way better for all the shit Anthony Davis gives. And I know, I'm biased to AD because I was a ball boy mainly during his tenure, but AD era was way better than what we got from Zion so far.
No, he was, but he also, you're right. But he also had that similar issue where, I think it was like 41 injuries by the time he left the Pelicans. It was actually incredible how many different bones he kept getting hurt. But no, I mean, I think it just comes down to, I don't want to give him up and see him go up, because he will. He'll go to the right team.
Yep.
He'll go.
Sure.
And then we'd have to watch it forever. And if you that much of a generational talent, and we were that high, and the whole world was so high on Zion, I'm not giving up to the very end, bro. I don't care if he sits on the shelf and he gets old, and it just turns into what it is. At least we could say that we really fucking tried with a dude that was supposed to be a generational talent.
They can call you many things, Devin. They can't say you're not loyal, that's for sure. All right, y'all, we're going to get to our fan questions before we wrap up. Before we do, just do me one favor, because I know I got a lot of people who probably are discovering me for the first time tonight thanks to the Hold The Mayo stimulus package.
Hey, fans, hit the subscribe button in 3 seconds to make this Falcons fan sad. 3, 2, 1. Here's a gift just for you for being a fan. Are you going to a sports game or a concert or any major event? Well, buy your tickets from SeatGeek and use the promo code Jono at checkout, and you can receive $20 off your purchase over $50. That's $20 off your purchase. What are you waiting for? You know this shit more than a game, man.
All right, Devin, open up the floor to our great supporters today on our social media platforms, and I asked if they had any questions. It could have been anything for you or me. We got a good bunch of them. I want to be respectful to everybody's time, but I also want to reward the people who took the time to ask questions. So let's go through some of these questions, Devin, before we wrap up. The first question we get is from Alexandria Maria, the great Alexandria Maria. She's a great supporter of both of us, Chef. She asks, will the defense switching to a 3-4 defensive scheme under coordinator Brandon Staley improve the defensive overall performance, particularly the pass rush and the run defense? You kind of alluded to that earlier, Devin. How you feel about that?
I think they'll be better, for sure. I think it kind of just got stale with the Dennis Allen stuff, even though he's a great defensive coordinator. But I think it'll be better, man. I think just getting a new thing in there, getting a new face in there. I think that helps in itself. I used to say that in the car business, bro. You have a salesman, he can't make the deal, bring a new face in. You never know. They might like the other motherfucker, So I think that in itself, and then we're gonna have to rely on. We really gonna have to rely on the defense, dude.
Yep.
This year. So
I'm liking what I'm seeing as far as just the energy from what Brandon Staley is bringing. So, Alex, I do think that the defense can be better. Maybe not right away, but the general still needs some more soldiers. But once he gets those soldiers, I do like where I see the defense going in the next year or two. A Falcons fan had a question, Devin. Can you believe that? That one Falcons fan asked, if Kelvin Banks was not available, who would you have drafted? For me, it would have been Tyler Warren, Devin. I thought he would have been an exciting player. Yeah. I'm not mad at the Kelvin Banks pick. I understand, like, somebody made a good point. It's like eating vegetables when you draft offensive lineman. I think you said something like it's a refrigerator, right? Like you got to have it.
Yeah, it's like buying a washing machine. You got to have it, and then you got to get the dry. Our washing machine we got was Fuaga, and then we had to get the dryer this year.
So now we can Now we can actually buy some clothes for the washing machine and dryer next year. Some nice, Gucci clothes, hopefully. Who would you have drafted, Devin, if it wasn't Kelvin Banks?
I know I was talking about Tyler Warren. That was one of the guys I had out there. I like Jalen Walker. I thought that was another dude that could have done well for the Saints. But other than that, I mean, kind of just that was a great pick. I mean, when you really think about it, that dude was projected to go to what, the Raiders? He was projected to go no further than the Jets.
Right.
And we wound up getting him. And bro, we ain't heard a bad thing about this dude.
Remember we ain't heard about him during preseason, which is a good thing. That means
he ain't heard a single bad thing. I ain't heard about him missing a block. Nothing.
Yeah.
So, hey, bro, if you that reminds me of I know this is crazy, not putting them obviously on the same career path, because who knows, but kind of reminds me of like how Willie Roaf was with the Saints. Like, you really didn't hit, but you knew you had Willie Roaf on your team.
Yep. We can only hope. Anthony Miller asks, what QB do y'all want to draft next year if the Saints take one? I'm loyal to Archman and the way you loyal to Zion, Devin. I'm still on the Arch train. I will say Garrett Nussmeier was probably the best quarterback I saw of all these hyped up prospects like Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
Sellers is intriguing. Sellers from South Carolina. Because he has some tools, right? He has some tools that if he gets the right coach, watch out. I honestly will be excited for any of these quarterback prospects, but I still, in my illogical state of mind, think that it would just be like a perfect story if Arch Manning is a Saint, and I'm not giving up on him, even though he did look pretty rough around the edges last Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, he played Ohio State,
Right, in his first game, so I know he's been there for 3 years, though, right? So I get some people saying, well, he should still look better, but it's a top defense in Ohio State. I saw you respond to Ryan Clark, because Ryan Clark basically wrote a tweet saying he's not a generational prospect, and you were like, damn, after one game, Ryan?
I don't even disagree with really anything he said. Why all of this after one game? Like, bro, this guy knows ball. Ryan Clark knows ball. Why all of that after one game other than just looking for some engagement? Come on, bro. I mean, let's just be honest, dude. Like, all that after one game. Like, thanks for reminding us, bro. By the way, Peyton Manning, same situation, went to Newman. Eli Manning went to Newman. None of that shit really matters. I mean, dude, you can hoop or you can hoop, or you can't hoop. So they played Ohio State. Ohio State, they've won something recently.
I believe so.
So I just.
Do you have a quarterback that you like is still your favorite if Spencer and Shuck doesn't work out? Is it Nussmeier? Is it Sellers?
I mean, for me, like the best. Man, I just hope it works out, but. For me, the best case scenario, if we do have to do the quarterback thing, I don't know, Nuss is cool, calm, and collected. If he gets rid of them turnovers, man, from last year, if he axes that out, I can't see how you don't go number one overall. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, that second half.
He looked good.
Bro, that was some pro shit, for real, dude. So, Nuss or Arch or, maybe, hopefully, how about we fucking make it work, with what we got. But we got to see.
What a wild concept that would be, huh?
I know,
huh? Tina Howe, make sure y'all follow Tina. She does great media coverage in the city. She puts 2 goats with the fire emoji. We appreciate that, Tina. This is a question for you, obviously, because it's damn sure probably ain't for me. Devin, what is your favorite? You get this a lot, Devin, so I'm sure you probably have your favorites already on the top of your mind. Your favorite RBR restaurant so far, and your favorite non-RBR restaurant, and what is the dish if it's not a red beans and rice dish?
Man, I hate to be negative, but I just don't know. It's dude, you're talking about 6 years of this stuff. For me to pick one would be insane. I think this is something that I'm gonna do when it's all said and done, whenever the segment is retired and stuff like that. Then I'm gonna because my thing is, why rank when it's still going? Like, I've always thought that, like, why rank when it's still going? You could always, it'll always change or whatever the case may be. I definitely have like a few of them that come to mind, I guess you would say. A few of them that come to mind. I love Chicken's Kitchen. I think that's a great place. But it's not particularly because of just red beans, I just think good food, right? So Chicken's Kitchen, as of recent, they had a place called Clay's, lemon pepper fried ribs.
Mm.
Sometimes that's all you can say is lemon pepper fried ribs.
What I like about you is sometimes people kind of loop you in as a foodie influencer, and you're not. Like your RBR Mondays isn't about necessarily ranking Ray Beans. It's about telling the stories of the city, right? Like the Ray Beans is the sprinkles on top of the ice cream.
That's the tradition.
Right? You're telling the stories of the city. You're showing the sights and sounds. Like some shit that's going to be, your videos are going to go in historical archives one day. Like this is New Orleans during 2020, 2021, 2022. Like I love the stories you tell. I don't tune into the RBR Mondays for, how is this Ray Bean? I appreciate when you say, this is good. Okay, I might add that place to my list, even though I'm not the biggest Ray Beans and rights guy. But the stories that you tell,
Yeah. Well, that
8 minutes, 8 minutes. You're not a foodie. You're not a guy who's on, hey, y'all, try out this new place, showing you eating, like you are telling
not
stories.
Sitting in my car.
Bathrooms. You are telling stories. You are not a foodie. You are a authentic local. I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
And real quick on that, that's like the nicest compliment I can get about that segment, because that's what I'm thinking when I'm going to do it. I've never been on the hunt for the best red beans. It's never been, I've never ranked them. I've never talked about rankings and stuff like that. Maybe in the beginning, when you first find something.
Yeah, you're getting your niche. I mean, you just learn how to.
You don't even know what you got.
Right.
But that's the main thing for me, bro, is the experience, bro. What does the building look like? What's going on the outside? I went to a place recently. They had a table on the front lawn. Go sit on the front lawn and eat. On the front lawn, and it's just like, that's the type of stuff, right? It's just what kind of people are around in the environment. I'm at the Energy Center or whatever it's called, the Pan Am Center last week. I got a guy that comes by and tells me to stop cursing, you'll blow up. And then I got another guy who I swear to God, he must have been on the moon. He was so loaded. You know what I'm saying? Walking past me. So it's just different shit. Every place is different. Going to the country, just drop me off and fuck, I don't know, Bogalusa, and it's like, what's going on in Bogalusa? Oh, it smells like dinosaur piss and paper, because they got a paper mill, So that's what I do that segment for, dude. And then the red beans is the tradition,
right?
So that is what people do. Like people comment all the time, oh, you must live for red beans. Yeah, no, I eat them on Mondays the same day that every other motherfucker eats them in Louisiana. That's the tradition.
I love it. I've noticed, maybe I'm the only one noticing, it seems like you're counting down slowly to episode 300, which I think is going to be in January.
Something like that. Yeah.
You ain't got to give away, because I hope I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything, but is there like something special coming up, or are you just excited because it's 300? And if you do got something special, you ain't got to reveal it.
Definitely stay tuned.
Okay.
Because it's gonna. I'm not saying that the Temptations are gonna come sing for 300. That's not why I'm saying it. But definitely stay tuned.
You probably put the Temptations at this point, bro.
And you ever watched that documentary on VH1 about the Temptations?
Come on, Devin. I'm black. I watched every Temptations documentary movie that you can know of. Ain't nobody coming to see you. Yeah. Oh man, that and the Jackson 5. Devin got some flavor. I'm not one of these black people that do. He's invited to the cookout. That's done around his course, as I was saying. But Devin got some. I'm impressed because Devin be knowing his like R&B and like soul records, like Motown. I like Devin. White people knowing rap does not impress me. I'm like, it's 2025. Rap is the most popular genre. White person rapping the lyrics to a song, like that doesn't impress me. But if a white person knows like the Temptations, David Ruffin, that I'm like, remember when you tweet about David Ruffin? I say, yo, Devin knows David Ruffin. This boy got some soul to him. My guy Jerry G says, Jono and Devin, will the Saints winning game shut the entire media up for ducking and dodging us for not being recognized? Jerry, I don't think the Saints will be winning games, but if they do, I am sure that they will shut the media up, and people like me and Devin will definitely use our platforms to talk that shit. Devin?
At the end of the day, you know where we from, bro, so we gonna rib. I tell people this all the time. If you're not winning, we're gonna rib you. It's not personal. I'm not saying, hey, I hope you can't pay your bills and your lights go out and they come and take you out.
Facts.
It's not what I'm saying. But we're gonna rib you, and if you're winning, bro,
we're gonna champion you.
We are the most supportive motherfuckers. So, yeah, I mean, all right. What's the Saints winning games shut the entire media up. It ain't gonna shut us up. We're gonna be even louder. You know, fans will be even louder, obviously, you know.
Yeah, some fans get on me when I like joke about the team. I'm like, I joke, but I love them. Like, you know, it's New Orleans. We're petty. We're gonna joke about them, but we care about them. So, Jerry, hopefully we do shut the media up. Yeah, look, my wife's in the chat. She says, I gotta put the kiddo to sleep. Thanks for coming, Devin. Honey, shout out to my wife, Devin, because
shout out to your wife, bro.
She's holding it down for me while I still do my content dreams with Lil Jono. Devin, I'm sure you will like this photo. My kid already knows about tradition.
Beautiful, bro.
My kid already knows about tradition. And my wife watches your stuff with Lil Jono in her hand. So, Lil Jono.
Healthy looking baby too.
It's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. Jay Sapp, my guy Jay Sapp says, well, you kind of already answered this, Devin, but he says, for the culture, what is your Mount Rushmore of Monday R&B all spots? You say like chicken kitchens and stuff comes to mind, but you gotta wait till.
All right, I mean, dude, if I gotta do this, but you can't hold me to this, you know, because there's so many more places. I mean, look at the place I just went yesterday. 2 pound ham shank. Russell's Marina.
That was crazy.
2 pounds.
That was crazy.
In this economy, to put a 2 pound ham shank in a red bean special is insane. And that's why I don't rank, because, dude, look, it keeps happening, right? But if I'll just give you 4 places I like. I'm not saying they Mount Rushmore. Queen's Cuisine, we can't forget.
That was the most impactful story you've done so far. Yep. Yeah,
we can't forget about Queen's Cuisine. Like I said, Chicken's Kitchen. See, this is what a weed kicks on. I'm telling you.
The nap didn't help. The nap didn't help.
The nap didn't help. You know, and it's just been so many.
wait for the book to come out, Jay Sapp. That's a hard tease for Devin. Wait for the book to come out and he'll give.
It's terrible. Jay Sapp, my bad.
Jay Sapp's a big fan, man. Shout out to my guy Jay Sapp. Logan asks, is letting go of JT Gray part of the rebuild? Do you think it's a good move? I don't think it's I won't say a good move, but I understand the move. Like, we're rebuilding, absolutely. And they feel like they could use, I know they gave the spot to Jake Haener, which is going to cause a lot of calm reactions, I'm sure, but they probably want to invest just in younger players. And it gives JT Gray, in my opinion, a chance to go play for a contender. Like, I love Kamara, I love DeMario and Cam, but I kind of feel bad because I'm like, you know, on one hand, I don't want to let them go because I love them so much. On the other hand, like, I hate that if we are as bad as we are, like, this is another year in their twilight years of them not being able to have a chance to win a ring. So I'm glad that JT Gray gets that opportunity, Devin.
I mean, I guess that's where we at, dude. I just bought a Blake Groupie gold jersey, and
oh my god,
and we're talking about how JT Gray, letting JT Gray go. We talking about it. It's just insane. But and look, I respect what he did. Yeah, but at the end of the day, motherfucker. I mean, this is special teams, dude. Like, is that where we at?
Shout out to
Wish him the best. He'll be a Denver Bronco by tomorrow.
Probably. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I saw a tweet saying that he actually declined. We'll see. We'll see with that. Retro Pal. Shout out to Retro. Hit the anthem. Your favorite 90s kid sports movie. Oh, that's a good one, Retro.
Is a lot.
Space Jam. I love
Space Jam.
Gotta go with MJ the GOAT. Come on now. With Bugs Bunny. Space Jam. That's mine.
Space Jam, Sandlot.
Yep.
Sandlot's in there. Air Bud.
Not the sequel, not just the original, the OG.
Three Ninjas. Karate.
Is that a sports movie technically?
Huh?
Is Three Ninjas technically a sports movie?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess ninjas, karate,
mixed martial arts. You know, I'm putting it as a sports movie. When did Remember Titans come out? 2000.
That might be 2000. Technically,
okay. Big Green. Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks. That's a good one. There's some good ones, Retro. They have some good ones. If we put a gun to my head, I'm going with Space Jam. That movie.
I'd agree.
That movie made me feel something. I actually didn't even mind the sequel with LeBron. I thought it was pretty good. Not as good as the OG, but that's maybe the nostalgia talking. Chet B1284 asks, should I call her? Well, that's your follower, Devin, so I'm gonna let you answer that.
You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. You're thinking too much about it. You're gonna freak out. That's no. If you're thinking that much about it, just send a snap or something.
Well, he got the cap and gown. Looks like he went to LSU. Like, he's a good candidate. It seems like a bachelor. Call her, Chet. Man, call her. Listen to Devin. Call her. Drop your nuts. Say this shit more than the game and call her, chat. Floofy asks, what is your favorite jersey combo?
I like the
uniform.
I like the color rush, all white. I mean, that's still my favorite to this day.
I like the traditional black and gold, and I'm mad that we don't wear black and gold as much anymore. We wear it for like maybe one time in the first month, and then we go back to, and I think it's the players' decision. They go with the black on black, which the black on black is cool, but like save that for like once or twice a year so it can feel special. Like every team has black on black. The Ravens, the Falcons, the Eagles do black on black now. Like you're not special when you're doing black on black, but when you got that black and gold on, like that's tradition, man. That's the city of New Orleans. I like the black and gold. I wish the team would utilize those uniform combos more. Fair-minded asks, who is your favorite Twitter shit poster and why is it him? Fair-minded, I appreciate a tip of your support. I don't know if I would consider you a shit Twitter poster. I don't know if I have a favorite Twitter shit poster, Devin. Yeah, I'm live. Does he count as one?
I guess it just depends what shit poster is. I mean, I'd say like Antonio Brown. Is that a shit poster?
There we go, huh?
You know, there's a few of them. I'd have to be on Twitter, but like I'd have to be looking. But no, I'd say probably Antonio Brown. That would probably be mine right now, at least.
JP Pels fan 316. Who would you consider the most underrated Saints running back, and why is it Pierre Thomas? Well, the Saints fans, Pierre's not underrated. Now, if you're talking about from a national scale, yeah, it probably would be Pierre Thomas as far as accolades. But from a local standpoint, man, Pierre Thomas is definitely celebrated. If we're talking local, I think Chris Ivory was underappreciated. That boy was a bad boy. That boy was a bad boy. So that's who I would go with from a local standpoint. From a national standpoint, yeah, it's probably Pierre Thomas.
I think, I mean, if we're not putting amount of years on it, I don't think people talk about what Mike Bell did for the Saints that Super Bowl run at all.
Yeah, you know, it's been delegated to the cleats in the Super Bowl, right? He slipped, Sean Payton chewed him out. But he was like killing shit those first month or two, leading the league in rushing at one point.
Dude, Mike Bell was a dog that year. And then look, I know he's not underrated. Most people say he's overrated, but I'll always say this till I go to the grave, bro. You want to talk about who made a difference? I don't give a fuck what people say about which way he ran and all this different shit. It was Reggie Bush for me, dude. Reggie Bush got asses and seats. People didn't pack the front of the dome for the Atlanta game because Sean Payton was the head coach and Drew Brees was the quarterback. That is not why.
It was Reggie.
It was Reggie Bush. I was there. I know it was. So that he was just the most electrifying draft pick, in my opinion, that we still ever had. And by the way, his rookie year, 10 touchdowns. Reggie Bush was like the pioneer, and Sean Payton were the pioneer of how they use running backs today. Because back then it was just, you know.
I see people always say, oh, if Reggie would have been playing during this day. I'm like, Reggie played with Sean Payton. Like, Sean Payton utilized Reggie pretty good, in my opinion. So
Me too.
You would never. I got to meet Reggie for the Super Bowl, and I just told Reggie, I said, bro, you are always going to be a legend in the city. I hope you know that. Like, I hope you don't ever feel like, you know, we don't appreciate you, because you know, Devin, like when we got Reggie, especially because this was like our high school days, like he had the city on fire. Like Drew turned out to be Drew. Right? We didn't know who Drew was. We knew who Drew was, but we didn't know he was going to be top 5 quarterback of all time when it was all said and done. Reggie was like, whoa, the Saints are back. Like we got somebody to hang our hopes on. This is what we don't have right now. Like we don't have that electric player that everybody agrees is going to be like the man, which is what we're missing. But Reggie in 06, whoo, boy, that was a time. That's what I thought Zion was going to be for us, to be honest.
We just never had something like that up until like you can't say Ricky Williams was it, because Ricky Williams was, you know, he was a recluse. You know, it's not Reggie Bush. No, Reggie was dating Kim Kardashian.
Reggie was the biggest alley in the world after his college career, and he was going to New Orleans. That was fucking huge.
I remember, and I remember Reggie Bush pulling up in the all-black Hummer, and that was like the first time I had ever seen an all-black Hummer. I'd never seen something like that. Like that, we were exposed to like stardom when Reggie Bush got here, dude. It was amazing, bro. The crowd when Reggie Bush did anything good.
Reggie.
I mean, I remember I was at that Minnesota game when he almost returned 3 fucking punts.
And we still lost that goddamn game.
Still lost that game.
God damn. Reggie, you a legend, Reggie. You a legend. Blue Bonnet Williams asks, the late additions at wide receiver and offensive line have me feeling much better about this year's team. Am I a complete idiot? Yes, you are, Blue Bonnet.
I do like how the wide receiver depth chart looks compared to how it looked before. I mean, and it's because we got Trey Palmer and Vele. So it don't look as, I'm not saying what it's going to be on the field. When you look at the depth chart and you look at receiver now, it actually looks a little healthy. Like when I say healthy, I mean looks like you got a little foundation there, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Before that, I didn't really. Now the additions to O-line, the thing about the O-line is, even with those additions, an injury would hurt us.
Or crush us. Yeah, we don't have
It
the depth.
crush us.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then you got a couple players like Pennon and Ruiz who have been here, and we don't even know if they're good. How do we not know if Cesar Ruiz is good yet? That's insane.
Blue Bond, I will say, all jokes aside, I do think that we're building some foundational players, hopefully, with the O-line and wide receiver core for future years. I just don't think this year it makes me feel better about our projections. But going forward, it just might. Charlene, big supporter of me and you, Devin, she says, I want to know why Devin didn't even like my tweet about me buying his new Abita shirt. #Stan. That's my question. Laughing emojis. I'll be watching. I watch all y'all videos and live. Charlene, we appreciate you. Devin, why didn't you like her tweet?
Well, Charlene knows me. She been following me for a long time. She should know that I got back from Clemson and I was hurting. I've been hurting for 2 days. So I probably
you saw the time Devin had.
Yeah. Like that's all it is. It's nothing beyond that, probably. But I'll catch you on the next one for sure.
I'll tell you what, Charlene, you buy one of my shirts, I'll definitely like your tweet. At www.thisshitmorethanagame.com for the low price, Charlene, of $28.03.
My bad, Charlene.
Next up, we have Patty Cakes, my guy, the Patty V. He says, describe Kellen Moore's personality in one word.
Hermit crab.
What's the word?
Hermit crab. Say it quick. Hermit crab.
Is that a compound word or is it one word?
It's 2 words, but that's what I'm hermit crab. But a smart one. Smart one.
Hold on.
Hermit crab.
I made fun of you for your public school education. Let me just make sure my Holy Cross education comes to use. The definition, y'all, hermit crab is, well, hold on, let's do a hermit instead.
Yeah, let's just do hermit.
They're giving me the scientific definition. A person living in solitude as a religious discipline, or a hummingbird found in a shell, blah, blah, blah. You're just saying a reserved guy, not a hermit, like, reserved.
Hermit, and honestly, we could use Kermit too, if you want. Either one works for me.
But I get it. Yeah. I get it. That's the word I'm going to use as well, Patty, is hermit crab. And it's one word now because it's Jono and Devin said so. Anthony has another question. Shout out to you, Anthony. I know you always show me and Devin love. He says it's a non-Saints question. Y'all are the 2 most popular Saints fans on Saints Twitter. He said it, y'all, not me. Don't get mad at me. How do y'all deal with trolls and people coming at y'all opinions? Devin?
I'm gonna tell you because I used to go at all of them. But I think I'm like a neutered dog right now. As you get older, I don't care what you do for a living. As you get older, that shit don't matter. So I really don't. It don't bother me no more. It really don't, unless somebody's gonna go in there and say a complete, which we get a lot of, but unless somebody's gonna go in there and just completely be dishonest and lie, and then also include me personally on the dishonesty and the lie. It don't bother me, dude. And even when they do that, I'm probably still, like, if 100 of them do it, I might respond to 1 or 2 at this point. Cause like I said, dude, I'm like a dog that got neutered. I think it helps that I went at all these motherfuckers when I first started, when you ain't got the big following, but you start to see as you get some following that it ain't worth it. Cause, bro, at the end of the day, even Kevin Hart has haters, The Rock has haters.
Yep.
Everybody, the internet don't like anything. So if somebody like The Rock has haters, that's all I got to tell myself. Everybody's got them.
Yep.
And especially on the internet and just getting older, dude. Like, that's a question that I can easily answer. Just getting older. Shit don't matter to me.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm good at self-depreciation. So like I'll joke back with them. Yeah, my shit is corny or whatever they might say. And I try to put an emphasis on the supporters over the haters because, you know, the supporters are the ones buying the shirt or letting us do what we want to do. So why would I give more attention to a hater or a troll when I have supporters who, you know, are showing love to me and helping me build what I want to build? So, you know, you get used to it a little bit, Anthony. I'm actually grateful for the platform because me and Devin on game days, and people don't realize this, like we kind of treat the game as live tweets, right? So what we say in the first quarter might be stupid by the third quarter. We understand it's like being at a bar. Like you could get mad at a player in the first quarter if he's playing like crap, and if he winds up having a 4-touchdown game, well, yeah, but he was playing like crap in the first quarter. But then afterwards, the algorithm is pushing out tweets to fans so that they come back from 4 hours later. You dumbass, how you feel about that now? Well, that's how I felt in the first quarter. I'm not afraid to be a fan. But I appreciate that because I'm like, okay, I got a big audience. I understand now that any opinion or take that I have is going to be amplified.
Correct.
It doesn't bother me. I can make jokes at my own damn expense. I do it often. I have a family who makes a lot of jokes at my expense, so I'm pretty thick-skinned. A lot of trolls. If you catch me on the right day, I might respond, but usually I'm pretty good with joking back. I've had some trolls lately. You know, now that I have a kid, use the low-hanging fruit of, oh, let me make a joke about his kid. You know, the dumbass trolls, right? Like the super trolls that hide behind burner accounts, you know, using my kid to try to get a response out of me. But, you know, I just tell my kid, look at you. You're 3 months old and you already are more successful and useful in life than this grown-ass motherfucker who's hiding behind a burner account because his parents didn't treat him well. So take it up with your parents, trolls. Don't take it out on Jono or Devin. That's what
I just got to be in the right mood to, if I am going to go fuck with him back, I got to be in the right mood. And yeah, I just got to be in the right mood. Because it is fun. It is fun to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, you know, and I think about this, like when somebody says, oh, you know, and it's always the same case. It's somebody from out of state, usually up north or, you know, in Florida, whatever. When somebody says, dude, why you keep sounding like you in Boston, blah, blah, blah. You know, the first thing I think to myself, I'm like, why would I sit here and like, what am I going to do? Sit here and explain to this dude who's not from down here about Chalmette? You know, like what they're not going to understand it. They never been to Chalmette. They never been to St. Bernard Parish. None of that. So like, why even, it's just a winless battle. And you see enough of those examples and you're like, okay, well, I know that this is a winless battle. So why would I fuck with it? So I need a better hater comment than that. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes we deserve a better class of hater. That's what I tell some of these dumbass burners. Like, you're going to be a hater. And I also understand that not everybody's going to like your content, right? Like, you get enough of an audience, there's going to be people, some behind the scenes who talk, and I know there's people behind the scenes who talk shit about Devin, who talk shit about me. That's fine. I don't expect everybody to like my stuff. I look at some of my stuff sometimes, I'm like, oh, that was a little corny. I always say this, Devin. I ain't everybody's cup of tea, but eventually they got to drink up, motherfucker. So that's just how I feel.
Yeah, and the last thing about that is, you know, it's just at the end of the day, the way I always look at it is, dude, even Kevin Hart has haters, you know, and I always just use that example because it's like, this is a guy, Drake has haters, you know, all these people that I saw the whole world. Like, I don't forget, dude, I was there. The whole world was gravitated to Drake. Now he has haters. You will never survive. Everybody's going to get haters. Everybody's going to get lied on. Look at AI. By the time it's over, everything's going to be out there. So you might as well just enjoy the ride, dude.
It's been a hell of a ride. And final question is from my girl, Jana, who asks, outside of football, will y'all, being me and Devin, ever do a red beans and rice Monday together? Oh, Jana. Funny you should ask, because about 2 years ago, on the monumentous RBR 100, guess who made a cameo appearance?
I'm going to have to throw a flag on you.
Referee ass out of
Wait till I tell Roger get down on you.
Okay, that run was like I was trying to do the Friday run when my mama bought me that chain, man. I told you this last year, Devin. I still look back on that. I'm like, I don't think I love my performance in there because RBR Day is so authentic, and I kind of did a skit in the middle of it. But
that's you.
I
so
know,
it makes
I
sense.
know.
You know, but
if
also
I ever did another one with you, I would just be like, Devin, let's just do it authentic. Well,
but
I just
look at the 277 Mondays. I've never really had a guess.
I'm still on about that. Like, that's crazy to me. I still remember. I remember perfectly, bro. Like, it was the Saturday before RBR 100, and I was just randomly. I was like, I wonder what Devin gonna do for RBR 100, and you hit me up like an hour later, and I was like, now what? And this is before I'm still like kind of blowing up, but not really blowing up yet. And I was like, damn, like he asked me, like he could have asked a lot of people. You've had Stormy Daniels on your show, on your RBR days, and you asked
little yes and Mints, but most of it was like cameos. And you got to think the first 100. I mean, it's the first couple of years I'm doing it. You don't know what you got. Not even everybody. Nobody was watching then. Nobody was
watching. They were watching,
but it wasn't
not as much as now. I get it, but
you got nobody comes out the gate perfect on what their craft or whatever it is. You got to figure it out. And I know that this segment is just better off just what it is. It's one thing you'll never see me do. You know how many people, dude, I go look right now. They keep tagging this dude Chom Tom in my shit.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Bro, I don't pay attention to none of that shit.
You're not a foodie. You're not a foodie, first of all. But go ahead.
I don't pay attention to none of that shit. I don't scroll TikTok a lot. And then also I don't collab with like influencer people. I just don't. I'm not into it. I don't need, like, when I say I don't need it, I mean, like, I'm not into it. And if that sacrifices following and shit like that, so be it. Who cares? Because I'm not, these people don't do it like I do. I just got a dude holding a phone camera. That's it. It's not about, I don't think about like views and all that shit when I'm doing it. I'm just thinking, hey, I'm doing a vlog. That's what I love to do. You want to ask me what my passion is? Vlogging. And it's hard to get people in, like bring people into that because they thinking about it a different way.
You tell stories, they give reviews. Is how I always explain it whenever I see somebody call you a foodie or kind of loop you in to that. But I did appreciate that, Devin, when you did have me on.
That's it right there. That's a great picture, dude. Because
that was me watching the artist at work. I was so honored. It was a rainy day in the city, and I'm like, man, look at this. I'm watching Devin lifetime film RBR 100, and I was just honored that Devin had
smoking Jones.
Devin can count on one hand again how many people he's had on RBR Day, and I'm one of those people, and I will always and forever cherish that. So, Jana, if you search RBR 100 on YouTube, you can see me and Devin's special episode that we did together. And Lord knows what he's gonna do for RBR 300. That's how quick time goes, huh? Look at that now. We were so young, Devin, so for the life. Now I'm a father. Now you're going to 300 soon. Look at us. It's like the meme. Look at us, Devin. Look at us.
Look at us.
I love it, man. Thanks to everybody who asked a question. Thanks to over 850 people across Twitter, Instagram, too, and YouTube who watched the show tonight. And, of course, thanks to Devin for giving us some of his valuable time to spin and just talk Saints, talk everything. I love it. Me and Devin absolutely should do it more, but I also have the feeling of when we do it, so, rarely that it's special when we get together. So I don't know, but I do know people always say, man, why don't you and Devin do more together? And I'm always like, we should, and maybe we will.
Maybe we can go to like Money in the Bank.
Hey, we're gonna be hypocrites together. So let's. I'm about that. I'm definitely gonna be in the city for that one. Devin, obviously, you mean they know where to follow you, but tell them where they can follow you. And what do you have? What you have coming up? Because I know Sunday, I'm pretty sure you and my guy Corey are gonna have some great, y'all think my Saints skits are funny, and I know my Saints skits are funny, but Devin and Corey be doing some great. I get jealous sometimes. I'm like, damn, I should be a part of these damn skits. But what y'all got is magical right now. I don't even want to interrupt it with bringing on Jono's silliness. But do you have anything that you can preview for what you got coming up this season when it comes to football season?
Yeah, we can start with that. Definitely another season of that of Corey with a K, and then we do the Saints skit. So basically, we just do a skit every week leading up to the Saints game on how Saints fans, about this shit. But And then the call-in show, which is on Sundays after the games. It may be like an hour after the game, whatever. But if you subscribe to Hold The Mayo on YouTube, I'm in the chat right now on YouTube. So that's my YouTube channel. That's the home of HTM Live, which is my call-in show. Look at Trevor.
I see that, man. That's a superstar in the chat.
That's one dude. That's one dude right there. I fuck with Trevor. You know what I'm saying?
Authentic. I follow like him and Nick Harrison, Mr. Professor, like people who do
fuck
like a million
with
on
Professor.
TikTok, but are legit, like authentic. Like it's not just
Well, I've met
videos,
these
like,
people. Yeah,
right. And they represent our city well, so I love it.
Well,
we got. I don't know if you know Andrus. That's the owner of SaintsReport.com. Damn, we got. Damn, you bringing in an audience tonight.
What up, Andrus?
Yeah, Andrus is a man. SaintsReport.com. I was way too young to be on Saints Report in middle school, but I was on Saints Report in middle school, getting my takes off with my insane takes as a middle schooler. And Saints Report is still going strong today. To say that forums are like a thing of the past because of social media and Reddit, Andrus still has Saints Report doing the damn thing. I still go to Saints Report after games because it's like the hub besides social media to talk Saints football with some authentic Saints fans. Andrus, man, you are this shit more than the game certified. I'm honored that you in the chat tonight because I appreciate all
to the craft.
Oh, man, SaintsReport.com, y'all. If you don't know SaintsReport.com, definitely check it out. A classic vehicle for Saints fans, still going strong in 2025. And Devin, the one thing you haven't mentioned of all your success is, my guy, you have your beer still going strong. Tell them where they can get the Respect Your Body, a beat a beer at.
Yeah, dude, appreciate it. So it sold out on the North Shore the first day, but we took some cases from New Orleans and brought them back to the North Shore. So right now, I know for a fact, I don't know how much is left, but I know that you can buy, whether it's a 4-pack or if you want to buy a flat, whatever you want to do, there is Respect Your Body cans at the North Shore Abita Brewery and the New Orleans Abita Brewery, both sides of the lake. It's the only place you can get it. It's not at Rouse's, Winn-Dixie. It's not in Alabama. Just to answer some questions that, have been asked about. It's not any, just those two breweries. That's where you can get it. And then they also got Respect Your Body, the collab merch, me and Abita on abitabeer.com. If you go to shop merch, it's there as well.
That's when I talk about authenticity and actual like following, the fact that you say sold out, like it's sold out at one location and you got people from around the country saying, Devin, how can we get it shipped to us? My guy, I hope you realize like the historicness of what you're doing here in the city of New Orleans, that you will be one day when it's all said and done, viewed as a local legend, might even have a damn star on that New Orleans Walk of Fame on Canal Street. Lord knows they gave it to every person under the sun. What you're doing, Devin, is pretty special.
I'll take a piece on the New Orleans Monopoly board. I would like a little item. I would take that. So
it'll be called Jonopoly. It'll be mine, okay?
Yeah, right. It's gonna take that. It's gonna take that. Yeah.
I appreciate you, Dev. I can't wait to talk one-on-one with you throughout the whole season, and maybe we will do more stuff together, y'all. I'm busy. He's busy. I let him do his thing. He lets me do my thing, but it's always a great time when we get together. Maybe we will do that wrestling podcast for y'all one day. But Devin, until then, can you let everybody know why on one of your busiest weekends, that's that Holy Cross education, Devin, on one of your busiest weekends after coming home with that LSU win secured after 5 straight years of being 0-5 in opening weekend, why you still found time to come on the Jono Barnes show?
Wow. Because this shit is more than a fucking game, bro. It's more than that. It's more than that, and it's more than that.
And that is why when you are this shit more than the game certified, 5 out of 6 pediatricians say that is the top way to respect your body.
Oh, come on, man, tackle him. You know what we do. I'm trying to hold him in the tackle. Tackle him. Oh, man, I'm tired of this thing, man.
Jono, they were going to call the cops.
Oh, man, this shit more than a game, man.
Ah, yes. We've all been there before. This shit is more than a game, man. And now, these shirts are more than a game. But did you know that this merch wasn't made only for sportswear? No sirree. This shit more than a game is a lifestyle brand. You can wear the shirts for anything, such as going shopping, working out,
This shit more than a game.
doing chores, setting the mood.
Oh, yeah, that's that thing I like.
Changing a tire, Robbing a bank.
Go, 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 go!
Jumping a Falcons fan. And so much more. So purchase your official This Shit More Than a Game merch today for the low starting point of $28.03 and let the world know this shit more than a game. Warning, please see a doctor if you feel you've gone too far with taking this shit more than a game. This Shit More Than a Game is not associated or licensed with any organization or entity except for Jono Bones LLC. This Shit More Than a Game is not responsible for any fights caused by the shirts. Jono Bones LLC does not promote or recommend violence of any kind unless it's at the expense of a Falcons fan.
Juno.